It started on dusty fields with worn gloves and players chasing something bigger than the game.
This is your Progressive Progress in Sports.
Over time, the game evolved. Stronger athletes, smarter strategy, new voices, new legends. Progress isn't instant. It's inning by inning and pitch by pitch. Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Protect your home and auto. Save when you bundle. Get a quote at Progressive.com.
You took the first step and quit smoking, but even former smokers may still be at risk for lung cancer. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know about a new low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early. It takes only 60 seconds and could save your life. You took the first step, now take the next. Visit SaveByTheScan.org for a simple quiz to see if you're eligible and talk to your doctor about screening. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
Hey, Dad, how do airplanes fly? What's in this box? Is this tree good for climbing? How are babies made? What does this thing do?
Kids are curious about everything, including guns. Talking to them about gun safety in your home is a good first step, but you can do more. Always keep your guns locked, unloaded, and stored separately from ammunition. Safe gun storage saves lives. Learn how to make your home safer at endfamilyfire.org. That's endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by End Family Fire, Brady, and the Ad Council.
365, 24/7. You'll find road and utility crews, tow truck, law enforcement, and first responders working along Alabama's roadway.
We're making improvements and helping our communities stay connected.
We're working hard to make sure you're safe on the road. Now we need your help to make sure we're safe too.
Alabama's move over law requires you to move over a lane when you see flashing lights on the roadside. And if you can't safely move over, please slow down.
Visit DriveSafeAlabama.org, brought to you by the Alabama Department of Transportation, Alabama Broadcasters Association, and this station.
My caretaker was very rough with me. I thought they did it because I wasn't moving fast enough.
Elder abuse is a crime, and together we can stop it. If you or someone you know has been abused, neglected, or exploited, call the Adult Abuse Hotline at 1-800-458-7214. That's 1-800-458-7214. Sponsored by the Alabama Department of Human Resources, the Department of Justice, ADECA grant number 18VA-VS050, the ABA, and this station.
This hour of Talkin' Ball is brought to you by Talent Heating and Air. When you need service, rely on Talent. From system installations to tune-ups, rely on Talent. Online at talenthvac.com.
AL cert number 21014.
Welcome into the hottest and coolest game show around called The Freeze. Today's contestant, Bob. Bob, can you tell me the heating and air business that provides free service with repair?
Is it Talent Heating and Air Conditioning?
Can you tell me which heating and air business provides free second opinions?
Talent Heating and Air Conditioning.
You are a grand prize winner. You have won a visit from the #1 heating and air business in the Tennessee Valley.
Talent Heating and Air Conditioning?
That's right. Talent Heating and Air is coming to you.
This is Thomas with Talent Heating and Air Conditioning, and you don't have to win a game show to use us. We have free second opinions year-round, and we're doing free service calls with a repair. So just remember, call Talent Heating and Air Conditioning at 256-503-4490 or visit us on our website at talenthvac.com.
Welcome to Talkin' Ball with Scott Theisen and Drew DeArmond. Call into the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline now, 256-576-4977. That's 256-576-4977. Now, here's Scott and Drew.
There you go. We're back. We're off. We're live. And guess what, folks? It's a wet drive into your work today. 67 degrees right now. Your high today is 78. Rain is forecasted at least for the next hour. Safe travels into work, into school. Plenty of wet roadways around the area this morning. Much needed rain, though. Needed the rain. We're getting it.
Power, but did.
Good rumble, plenty of rumbles overnight, but
nothing like dropping a bomb in the dark.
Needed this rain, big time. Hopefully it'll take some of that pollen out of the air for sure. Hopefully. 256-576-4977. That's the number to the phone lines. You can join us here throughout the 3 hours. You can also find us on X. You can find us on YouTube. You can find us on Facebook. You can find us in a myriad of ways. Talking Ball 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Stuff from last night. Housekeeping notes. Alabama softball falls to Tennessee last night 4-1. First SEC series loss for Alabama, which is remarkable if you look at the schedule.
Loss, period. The first series loss of the year against anyone.
And then, well, yeah, I mean, it would make sense because during the non-conference, you don't really play series.
Well,
you just play.
You do in the pre-conference, and then you also play in tournaments and showcases. But everybody in the pre-conference, they won the series as well. They're 44-6, but with some of the text last night, you would have thought they were 6-44 with some of these Nimrods.
They do begin a 3-game series with South Carolina on Thursday, Friday, Saturday for that South Carolina series.
Last of the regular season, then they head to Lexington for the SEC tournament. It was a tough loss for Alabama. They got shut down offensively the last 2 games. They only scored 1 run in the last 14 innings, but Tennessee's got a really good pitching staff. They're 40-8, not 8-40. So you lost to a top 10 team on the road. It's one series all year. Wake up, shut up. Okay, they didn't play well the last 2 games. It was like a replay of the baseball sad sacks when they lost 2 in a row to Tennessee. It happens. You got to bounce back and beat a good South Carolina team at home, win that series, and get some momentum going to Lexington.
All right, we do have some state soccer playoff scores. Believe it or not, these playoffs are underway for soccer. In Class 7A, your winners, Bob Jones and Florence, both get wins last night on the boys' side. Bob Jones over Huntsville 2-1. Florence knocks off Grissom 2-0. Gunnersville and 5A boys, they move on. 7A girls, Bob Jones and James Clemens both move on. Bob Jones over Huntsville, James Clemens over Sparkman. Athens moves on with the 1-0 win over Hartselle. East Limestone. Brewer moves on with the 1-0 win over East Limestone. And JP2, a 10-0 winner over Wilson in the first round. So just a few of our state's playoff soccer scores. First round action underway for the 7A side. I believe second round for everybody else. So,
well, I'm just glad they got the soccer games in before the hurricane. So,
yeah. Yeah, not going to be doing too much of that today outdoors.
No.
Not going to be doing too much of that.
Phone, it's not supposed to get out of here after 10 o'clock, so we'll see. But, it soaked everything, knocked out my power, but we all are persevering here. Got the power back just right before I left. So
your power went out?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, mine did not. We stayed on all night.
I usually don't lose power in these situations, and as of 2 o'clock in the morning, I still had power, but I did not. I lost it at some point in the morning, but luckily got it back. So hopefully everybody out there has their power as well. Just be safe out there. The conditions are a little bit hairy right now. There's a lot of thunder, a lot of lightning, and a lot of this is some of the remnants of the stuff that's hit the Midwest, which is, as Scott said yesterday, prayers out to some of those folks because there's some of the tornadic activity, and we're blessed. At least we're not having that right now. So, but again, everybody be safe out there. And you can a loss of power. That's nothing compared to what some of these folks are having to go through. Missouri got hit hard too. I know.
All right, 256-576-4977. That's the number to the phone lines. You can join us here this morning. There is plenty of news and notes around the NCAA world, and it does appear the NCAA will indeed move forward with the 5-for-5 eligibility rule change. And a lot of people wanted to know how you're going to implement this. When does it go into effect, and will it be retroactive? And the answer to the retroactive question is no, it will not be, meaning players who have exhausted their eligibility this year will not be given an extra season. But what this does set up is once you graduate high school or turn 19, you have 5 years to get college done. And that's it. Your clock starts once you graduate high school or once you turn 19. So 24 would be the oldest you would see a college athlete going forward.
So what are some of these colleges going to do now if they can't do the AARP thing and have 26-year-old players? What are they going to do?
I don't know. I mean, you can have a 24-year-old, but you can't have a 25 or a 26.
What are they going to do?
Unless that person has gone to if they go to BYU or something and they've gone on a mission trip, they do get an extra year for that if they go on the mission trip, a religious exemption. But these players coming from Europe, that's not a religious exemption.
Since we know the Big Ten's a bunch of cheats, what's Illinois going to do? Change a bunch of birth certificates?
You just walk up to the referee and hand him a piece of paper and just says,
English.
I'm 24.
My name's Ivan from Slovenia.
I'm George.
Need interpreter. Don't know what you say.
But yes, that is the thing that now it does. Players who have exhausted their eligibility, will not receive an additional 5th year, not retroactive. So that's the big thing. A lot of people wanted to know if it would be retroactive, and it's not going to be.
So got people that are current seniors that just exhausted their eligibility, they're done. Adios.
Yep.
Go to the pro level, go back to Slovenia, go wherever you got to go, but you ain't playing college basketball anymore or football, as it should be. You had your chance, move on.
256-576-4977. The other big story does center around Texas Tech football. Mm-hmm. And that is Brendan Sorsby is taking an immediate leave.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Of absence for a gambling addiction.
That's basically what he is. He's Art Schleister, for those of you that can go way back.
Art Schleister?
Yep. Ohio State.
Sorsby is taking, he's going to a local gambling treatment facility.
My man was betting on balls and strikes.
Yeah, he was placing.
That's how addicted he is.
Yes, he was. Apparently, he placed thousands of bets on Cincinnati Reds games, on balls and strikes at Reds games. Cincinnati, the University of Cincinnati, where he was at before Texas Tech, was made aware of the situation that Sorsby was placing a lot of bets, and they knew of the situation. They knew of everything. He was at Indiana before Cincinnati, and reports now have said that Sorsby placed bets on Indiana football while he was with the Hoosiers, but never placed a bet on the game that he played in Indiana uniform, in Hoosiers uniform. Never placed a bet.
I thought he bet on him, but bet on him to win.
He bet on the Hoosiers to win, but he did not bet in the game that he played.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He played one game.
He played in one game for the Hoosiers, but did not bet in that game, but did bet on his team in other games.
In other words, he has no business playing collegiate athletics again. And he's making $5 million. He's probably already bet half of it away.
There is no timetable for his treatment, nor any additional information was provided from Texas Tech.
I mean, my God, if he played at Alabama, he'd already be deported.
He's played 35 games, 7,000 yards, 60 touchdowns, 61% completion percentage. Now, the sticky point here is, yes, Texas Tech now is without a quarterback for right now, quarterback that they got through the portal, but because there is no There is no more spring portal window, and you cannot just go out and get somebody like Miami did last year, where the guy just automatically shows up at campus, skirts the transfer portal, unenrolls, and then enrolls in a new school.
Because Beck was already there. Aguilar.
No, I'm just saying that they did it with the Wisconsin. They went out and got
the DB, but I'm talking about as far as QB goes.
No, not QB wise.
After Nico Iamale overrated. Decided to leave after spring practice because he sucked.
Right. So Texas Tech now is in a precarious position because you do not have your high-profile quarterback that you were hoping would lead you back to the playoffs this next season.
Yeah.
And so they're kind of in a tough spot.
A little bit.
You mentioned those bets Sorsby was placing anywhere between $1 and $2.50 on balls and strikes at Cincinnati Reds games. And he is making upwards of $5 million for his arrival at Texas Tech.
Yeah, which is ridiculous and stupid. But it looks like Will Hammond will be the next man up. He's coming off of an ACL. It's the reason they went out and got Brandon Sorsby.
Yeah.
And or whatever the hell his name is. And Hammond is coming off of an ACL, but they're hopeful that he'll be ready for the season. Otherwise, like you said, they're going to be in a really, really tough spot after Brendan Sorsby got busted.
This is a problem, right? I mean, if you are an NCAA athlete, there is, and Texas Tech has this program, other schools have it. You have to have this app on your phone, and as soon as you decide, if you log into any gambling site, it pings that you are doing this, and this is it's supposed to be a preventive measure, so these athletes do not bet. Cincinnati could get into a little bit of trouble. I don't know. But
probably
Sorsby,
not. I would hope not. I would hope that they wouldn't penalize Cincinnati. The one that should be penalized is Sorsby, and he should be put in the supplemental draft. They hadn't had a supplemental draft in a while. Time to have one. Somebody will draft Sorsby then,
But this won't be the last we hear of a college athlete gambling like this, right?
No, when you give them millions of dollars, stupid people are going to win stupid prizes. And you just said it yourself. Hell, they got it set up. If you're on a betting app, it pings. I wonder how many times his pinged. It was probably like you're at a bowling alley. Ping, 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 ping. You are a degenerate if you're betting on balls and strikes. That's all I'm going to say.
Pitcher throws. We could do that math. Let's just say he's at a Reds game and a pitcher pitches what? I mean, how many pitches are, 110 pitches in a major for one team, probably in a game, 110, 120 pitches.
Right.
You figure he bet $2.5, let's just say $2, 120 pitches times $240, give or take, for that one game. That's just, so you figure about $500 for that one game that he was at, that he bet for on Reds games, just on balls and strikes.
I knew this would happen as soon as the story broke. Somebody asked me if he was related to Brad Bohannon.
They both were in Cincinnati betting, right? Isn't that where Bohannon
that one was too? Bohannon had his boy.
Didn't he go into the Reds ballpark?
Bohannon didn't, but he had his boy running in there as fast as he could.
Something about betting in Cincinnati.
Yeah.
It's a little bit different, I guess. Oh, anyway. 256-576-4977. That's how you can join us. Let's get our first break in. When we come back, NFL draft dust again, and what about some Georgia Bulldog talk as well? Interesting conversation tied in with the draft with Georgia. We'll fill you in on everything next.
You're listening to Talkin' Ball on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
Looks like we just picked up another accident. It's going to be on 565 near the airport. We're trying to find out exactly where that one is. Still dealing with an accident northbound on 231 coming out of Morgan City at the bottom of Brindley Mountain. That's creating a problem. Brindley Mountain Fire Rescue on the scene, as well as state troopers trying to clean that mess up, and the Morgan County Sheriff's Department. Everything else in the valley is moving, but moving slowly in some places. That's mainly just because of the rain. So you want to leave a little bit extra early this morning and keep an eye out for the water on the roadways. That can be a problem. The Tennessee Valley's most accurate traffic report. I'm Mr. Traffic, David Cruz.
At Bad Daddy's Burger Bar, we love baseball almost as much as we love serving up the best and baddest burgers around. People have called our burgers totally insane. And at Bad Daddy's, we take that as a compliment. But it's not just burgers. Up first, starters like our fried pickles, wings, or poblano frites. Second, try one of Bad Daddy's giant chopped salads. Third, our famous chef-inspired burgers with lots of different taste options. And before you head home, finish up with one of our shakes or delicious banana pudding. Bad Daddy's Burger Bar on the Parkway in Huntsville and Clift Farm in Madison.
No Wi-Fi?
How are we going to stream the game?
Mom, I have a research project due.
How are we going to make dinner?
Don't let power outages send your family into a meltdown. Get a Generac generator from Current Electrical. We keep your lights on and your Wi-Fi on. Visit gensuperstore.com or call 256-880-1880. Trust us, your family will thank you.
Most current way to keep your power on. GeneracSuperstore.com.
If you're ready to lower your utility bills, it's time to call Eagle Insulation. Eagle can handle it all. Attic re-insulation, insulation removal, wall insulation, and new construction insulation, commercial and residential. Our primary goal is to save you money, and lots of it. Typical clients realize their return on investment within 3 to 6 months. That means the re-insulation actually pays for itself and then some. See if we can help you. Contact Eagle Insulation today, 256-755-1556, or log on insulatewitheagle.com.
Normally, when you call a roofing company, all you hear is, you need a new roof. Not when you call Fleming Roofing and Restoration. Since 1965, the folks at Fleming have been focused on what you need, whether it's an easy repair or a full roof replacement, commercial or residential. And when it comes to storm damage, you want Fleming on your side. They know all the ins and outs of insurance claims and will guide you through the entire process. Log on FlemingHSV.com and book your free estimate today. Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up.
97.7 The Zone.
Now on Saturday, you are willing to give a little extra. Then you, because of your preparation and the things I'm trying to get across to you, and if we do that as a team, 11 at the time, 4 years from now, why, we'll be walking out of here as national champion. And I'll tell you this, I expect nothing less.
97.7 The Zone. Talkin' Ball with Scott Theisen and Drew DeArmond. Weekday mornings beginning at 7 a.m. Only on 97.7 ESPN and the 97.7 ESPN The Zone app.
Have already admitted that. 5 SEC schools fired their coaches. Those teams where the coaches got fired combined for 27 draft picks. LSU had 7 players drafted. They fired Brian Kelly. Florida had 7 players drafted. They fired Billy Napier. Auburn had 5 players drafted. They fired Hugh Freeze. Arkansas had 4 players drafted. They fired Sam Pittman. Kentucky had 4 players drafted. They fired Mark Stoops. That is an admission that there was a coaching problem. Like, how many coaches did we talk to last year about Florida? Like, Mario Cristobal said it. I think Mike Elko said it. I know Sark said it because Florida beat him. But that played Florida and were like, they had some dudes.
So the question there was, does the SEC have a coaching problem? And you heard a little bit of the excerpt there talking about the fact that LSU had X amount of players drafted. They fired Brian Kelly. Auburn had X amount of players drafted. They fired Hugh Freeze. Kentucky had players drafted. They fired Mark Stoops. I mean, does the SEC have a coaching problem?
Everybody has coaching problems within a league. If you don't get the job done in this climate, you get fired. It's nothing unusual. Michigan just fired their coach because he's one of the biggest scumbags in the history of coaching. Okay? This guy was blackmailing a woman. He was basically a human trafficker. That's what he was. And I don't want to hear from any Michigan fans. We have several that listen. You can't even justify any of it. All right? There's no way. He's a scumbag. He should never coach again. We all know what he did. So, look, everybody has coaching issues, man. The SEC is no different than any other league.
Right.
So all that is just trying to create a headline and get somebody to click on it because you're too stupid to understand the game.
That was Ari Wasserman.
Well,
and them talking yesterday about the SEC. Speaking of that, so Georgia, this past draft, Georgia's class of 2021, that national title team of 2021. I know a lot of people probably didn't care that Micah Morris was drafted by the Eagles with the 207th pick on Saturday, but that pick is significant because Morris became the 45th player drafted off Georgia's 2021 national title team. And with the 44 selection points that come with being the 207th pick in the draft, Kirby Smart's 2021 team has now edged Alabama's 2017 team for the most talented team of the 21st century in terms of draft picks.
Yeah, good. I heard about that. It's his 21 squad that won the national championship over Alabama. We were there in Indianapolis, Indiana. It was a heck of a fourth quarter for Georgia. He finally got over the hump, 1-1, and then he beat Wofford the next year to win 2. And so, yeah, I mean, it's going down as maybe the most talented team ever. I mean, congrats to them. That's all subjective, but certainly Kirby's done one heck of a job, and he's since kept his program among the elite, and probably is going to continue. I was critical of him when he first went to Georgia, but I also am a realist as well, and he built that program into something that it had not been for a long time, which it was the University of Mediocrity basically when he got there, and he got it over the hump and made them finally put away the Herschel Walker videotapes.
So that 2017 Alabama team, just how talented it was when it came to the NFL draft. We all know the percentages of how hard it is to make it to the NFL. That it's like, 3% or 4% of college football players get drafted. That 2017 Alabama team, you had a 1 in 3 chance. A 1 in 3 chance, not just to hear your name called, but a 1 in 3 chance to hear your name called within the first 3 rounds. That's how special that 2017 team was at Alabama.
Oh, it was loaded.
1 in 3 chance to hear your name called in the first 3 rounds.
The freshman class was ridiculous. That was, of course, Tua's freshman class with, all those talented players, like Devontae Smith, Henry Ruggs, Najee Harris, all the skill guys, some really good linemen as well. It was a ridiculously talented team. I mean, Saban still doesn't get enough credit for pulling the plug at halftime on Jalen Hurts, and they were losing 13-0. Georgia was on their way to their first title then,
right?
And he completely turned it over to the freshmen, and they went out and performed, and it was the greatest comeback in college football history, no matter what anybody else tries to tell you. I mean, it was easily the greatest comeback ever, because it was done by freshmen. Now, since they weren't in the Big Ten, I'm sure they think that it's Ohio State over Miami and some other garbage. But I'm sorry, it was the greatest of all time by a quarterback who'd barely played all season and came out and proved that he was a special talent, and that's why he's still in the NFL. And that's why I'm sorry, but he's a lot better than the guy that's the tomato can at Minnesota that played at Michigan.
Ohio State's 2024 roster already has 23 draft picks.
Ohio State's
in there.
Always
So,
had talent.
yeah.
I mean, this goes all the way back to John Cooper. And Earl Bruce. They've always churned out NFL players. What they usually don't churn out is trophies. Now, they did. Urban won one in 2014, and then they won one 2 years ago, and then they won one in 2002. But if for all the talent that they've had, though, they're just slightly better than Texas. Texas is the all-time chokers, but in my opinion, for the talent that they've had. But Ohio State has at least won 3 championships. The Ohio State and LSU are pretty much, with what they've done in the past 25 years, they're right behind Alabama.
As far as draft picks go,
yeah.
If you look at what Indiana had drafted this past draft, these 4 days or 3 days or whatever, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, the 3 days or whatever, the amount of draft picks that they had puts them closer to the 2010 Auburn and 2006 Florida teams as far as amount of draft picks go.
Herb knew how to recruit, man, regardless of their criminal record.
It'll be interesting, though, to see how the transfer portal and NIL affect these draft numbers as well, because, that Georgia class, the 21 class, the Alabama 17 class, these were classes that these kids were there 3 years, 4 years, and then get drafted, maybe 5 in some case because of red shirts and all of that, COVID and everything.
And those during that time period at both places, guys were more apt to wait their turn.
Yes.
And to wait 2 to 3 years, get your opportunity, have 1 to 2 really good years, and move on to the NFL. Doesn't happen as often now, even though Ty Simpson just did it. And it worked out for him. And, oh, by the way, I read this interview with Ty Simpson last night. All these nutwhacks over here we've been watching for months who, right after the draft, boy, you could tell Sean McVay wasn't happy. They're on the same page with Les Snead. He was so pissed. He had a damn lunch with Ty Simpson, and they talked for about 6 hours about nothing but football, like several days before the draft. So they had already told him under the radar, yeah, we're going to pick you. It's called subterfuge, you morons. They don't want to tell you what they did. And he was sticking by his current starting quarterback, too. Ty Simpson knew what was going on. They weren't pissed. They were actually ecstatic. Because guess what? They're smarter than all of you. That's why they have a great organization and why you pinheads can't get anything right.
Well, Brian Lamb may have gotten a few things right when previewing the draft.
And we're not talking about Brian Lamb and Brian Bosarge. We're talking about Mo, Larry, and Curly that ESPN employs.
Yes.
Besides Mel Kiper.
Mel Kiper, what did I read? It's like 46 years now that he's done the draft.
And he's
not gone to the bathroom.
Years.
And he's not gone to the bathroom or whatever during the draft at all.
They must have him some facilities like really close by on those stages, man, because he never leaves.
No, it's like he does not. He does not leave at all.
Wow.
Brian Lamb's on the other side. We'll get his thoughts about the draft and what's taken place, or what it took place, I should say, in Pittsburgh. He'll share his thoughts next.
You're listening to Talkin' Ball on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Your Fox 54 weather.
I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. Showers and thunderstorms are going to continue as we head into the overnight early into your Wednesday morning. Some of those could pack a bit of a punch. We're looking at some strong or even marginally severe thunderstorms. Temperatures drop into the mid-60s. A mostly cloudy sky for your Wednesday. Temperatures climbing into the mid and upper 70s.
Your Fox 54 weather, only on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Accidents right now include 72, and this is going to be eastbound right there at Campbell Drive. That's out in the Ryland Pike area. Use caution through that area. Got another accident, 53 in Sims in Ardmore, slowing things down. Responders just now got on the scene. And westbound 565 at Greenbrier, hydroplane car, and off she went. And right now we're still dealing with an accident on 231 northbound at the bottom of Brindley Mountain. Be careful out there. Keep the seatbelts buckled, the headlights on while it's raining. The most accurate traffic report in the Tennessee Valley. I'm Mr. Traffic, David Cruz.
You invest in your customers with your heart, soul, and skill. Well, it's time to invest in yourself with the next generation Cat 255 compact track loaders from Thompson Tractor. After all, those who give their best deserve the best. And this machine has it all, with features that include a more powerful engine, tri-axle truck loading capabilities, a spacious cab, and a smooth ride for all-day comfort. Thompson Tractor knows how much value you place on your customer satisfaction. It's how you build your business. It's also how we build ours. Since 1957, hardworking folks like you have counted on Thompson to provide the absolute best lineup of equipment in the industry. All backed by a customer service and product support team that time and again have proven to be second to none. It's all about maintaining peak performance. Always has been, always will be. Visit ThompsonTractor.com for details. Thompson Tractor, we're here for you.
Forgiveness. Wow, what a word. What a gift. All of us have done things in our lives that we regret. All of us have done things that are disobedient. All of us have sinned and fallen short of the glory of God. Thank God for his forgiveness. Thank God that he separates our sins as far as the east is from the west and remembers them no more. Hey, I'm John Dees, pastor of Cross Point Church, smack dab across the street from the YMCA in Madison. Check us out at cpcfamily.org.
Tom Abraham here for my longtime friend Mike Owen of Owen Home Appliance. You know, Mike has over 25 years experience in the appliance industry, and since 2017, Owen Home Appliance has served customers in the Tennessee Valley with a focus on quality products, affordable prices, and excellent customer service. Owen Home Appliance prides themselves on community involvement as well, sponsoring local teams and events while making sure that you get the right appliance at the right price. Visit their highly interactive showroom in Lacey Springs, just 8 miles south of the river on 231.
Since 1983, Berkshire Hathaway Rise Real Estate's Ann Adams has been your local go-to real estate expert in the area. As a buyer, you can trust Ann's in-depth knowledge of the local housing market to narrow available properties down to those you'll be interested in, saving you time when shopping for a new home. When you're ready to sell, Ann's expert negotiation skills will ensure you get a fair price and hassle-free experience. Call Ann Adams today at 256-337-2625 or email annadamsrise@gmail.com. You've been paying on that life insurance policy for years, but maybe you don't really need it anymore, or it's gotten a bit too expensive. Well, before you just let it expire, let Neighbors Insurance Solutions share with you some alternatives that you haven't considered. Don't throw away something that still may have great value for you. If you want to learn more about what Neighbors Insurance Solutions can do for you, call 256-763-7693. A death benefit could be a life benefit. Learn more at 256-763-7693.
Hold your block until the whistle blows.
From SEC Media Days to the National Championship game.
This was a great team win.
We are 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
NFL draft was last week, but still plenty to talk about with what happened in Pittsburgh, especially in those 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 rounds, because there's a lot to break down, a lot to dissect when you get past those first 2 rounds.
Yeah, there is, and it always amuses me when like I said, the big conversation has been about Ty Simpson and the Rams maybe derailing their Super Bowl hopes because they didn't take what these people are saying is an impact player right away with the 13th pick. But like I've said, there's 6 more rounds, and their best receiver, Puka Nacua, went in the 5th round. I understand Aaron Donald, I think, went 13th in the first round, and he was a great, great player. But you can draft other great players throughout the other 6 rounds. So I think they were setting themselves up for the future. I still like the pick. But we're going to talk to our next guest. He is a part of Draft Countdown, also NFL Draft Lounge. He came on with us last week, did a great job of giving his thoughts, breaking down, kind of previewing the first round of the draft. And that's Brian Lamb, and he's back with us on the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline. Brian, you're with Drew and Scott this morning in Huntsville. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you guys?
We're doing well. And obviously, as you said, when you came on with us last week, you're based out of Houston. A very interesting second-round pick by Houston, though, with an interior defensive lineman, the young man from Ohio State. I thought it was a good pick, especially considering what they've done on the edges in signing Will Anderson to the huge contract. But I thought it was a good fit for them defensively at the top of round 2.
Yeah, I mean, I had Caden McDonald in my first round, so I thought it was a great value as well. We've seen with the Texans that they love to bulk up on trenches, offensive linemen, defensive linemen, and really, build from there and then move outside. So, not necessarily a surprising pick, but to go guard and then defensive tackle is maybe a little unconventional.
Yeah, a little bit. And so, as far as the way the draft, the first round unfolded, what was in your mind the biggest surprise that kind of made you kind of your eyes kind of light up a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest takeaway from the first round as a whole is that it was just unpredictable, right?
Right.
We knew Mendoza was going to go 1. We knew Arvell Reese or David Bailey were going to go 2. It ended up being Bailey. And then you look at the Cardinals, and, they had a pretty solid backfield.
Yeah.
So to go Jeremiah Love is a little surprising. But then, you kind of see some guys fall. Jermad McCoy falls all the way to day 3. Granted, he had some degenerative knee issues that we knew about. So, a fall there was predicted. But, to see some of these other teams, you guys mentioned Ty Simpson. I thought the Rams had some other needs that they really needed to address first, and then they could come back around to quarterback. But to take a quarterback at 13 on a team, when you have an MVP quarterback is a little strange.
Well, I thought they might. Excuse me, Scott. I was just going to say, I just to close it, I thought they might take him. But I thought they might trade back up into the 20s. I was surprised that he went 13. But I thought that I did think it was wise to go ahead and grab a QB because as good as they're going to be, and then over the next 2, 3, 4 years probably, I don't think they're going to be picking that high very soon. And, of course, the 13th pick was a trade with, I believe, with the Falcons. So that they had been able to acquire. I was just a little bit surprised that they did it that high, but I thought they might trade. I know they'd already traded the 29th pick, but I thought them or the Steelers or somebody, the Steelers would have been picking at 21, but I would have thought somebody might trade back up to grab Ty. I was a little surprised that he did go 13, though.
Yeah, I mean, I thought the move would be to move back. I had him going off 24 in my mock.
There you go. Yeah.
With the Jets moving back in a trade with the Browns. So I thought that was kind of the sweet spot as well. But for a team like the Rams, they obviously lose their first round pick in that trade for Trent McDuffie.
Yep.
So they're left with 1 first round pick that, like you mentioned, that they got from the Falcons.
Mm-hmm.
So, with 1 pick left in the first, I maybe would have spent that on another area of need.
Or maybe a right tackle.
Does it remind you of Green Bay, though, doing the same thing with Jordan Love?
It does. I guess the real question here is how long is Matthew Stafford going to be there?
Right.
How long does he want to play football? And then when is Ty Simpson really going to be ready to play in the league? we've seen him make some really great throws, and then there's been some other times where he hasn't been so great. So at what point do you throw him out there on the field? Obviously, you're not going to do it mid-season, so he's not going to get a lot of reps during the year.
Right.
It's he's probably going to be used pretty significantly during the preseason and see what you have. But I mean, that's probably the only time that he's going to see the field for, maybe 2 years.
The Tennessee Titans have been all over the place when you look at draft experts and how they rank the Titans. I mean, some are really high, some are really low on them. They get Keldrick Falk from our backyard here in Auburn. They take Carnell Tate in those first rounds as well. Your thoughts on what the Titans did to help themselves, because they need help bad in a lot of areas.
They do. I mean, let's be frank. They're just not a great football team, right? So to walk out of there with, the top wide receiver and maybe one of the top 3-4 edge rushers in this class is pretty significant. So, I think that they drafted smart. I'd give them like maybe a solid B grade. I think that they're really kind of taking a different approach to the draft than what they have, and really putting some thought into it.
And we're talking to Brian Lamb, Draft Countdown contributor, also the NFL Draft Lounge. And so the floor is yours. So what teams do you think had the best drafts? I certainly was shocked at how well I thought Cleveland did on paper, but who did you have ranked highly?
Yeah, I mean, last week we talked about teams like Baltimore and, how they always draft well.
Yeah.
And so did the Giants, right? John Harbaugh leaves Baltimore, goes to New York, and it just felt like they kind of continued the same thing that Harbaugh did in Baltimore, where you just take the best player available. You don't overthink the process. Good football players are good football players, and identify your areas of need, and let the board fall to you, and attack it as you see fit.
So then conversely, what teams do you think that just botched this draft? That, I mean, after all of the workouts, all of the work and everything, did not really help themselves a whole lot.
Well, boy, Jacksonville stands out, doesn't it?
Yeah, you we had Bosarge on yesterday morning. He said he did not understand what the hell Jacksonville was doing.
Look, I mean, I kid, but you talk to people, and like they're tight end from A&M.
Yeah.
I don't think the media had them on their top 300 board, but I've spoken to some people that are connected, and you listen to some podcasts and some other things, and teams kind of had him in that area, and so a day 2 run on tight ends I thought was unpredictable, not expected. So to have him come off the board there, it raises eyebrows and you wonder what they're doing. But you listen to some other people and they say he was probably going to come off the board in the next 10 to 15 picks anyways. So it still seems like a reach. I thought there were other players better on the board, and I think you can say that about the rest of their picks as well. So we'll see what they can do with a roster that they have to build. They made the playoffs last year, and that's great. But, I mean, let's remember, it's not their roster that they got to the playoffs with, right? So let's see what they can do over the next 3 or 4 years when they're having to maintain that.
And so was there another team that kind of left you scratching your head?
Yeah, maybe Pittsburgh. It's tough to get too hard on them. A new regime coming in there. They're the host city. But, yeah, I just thought, some of the moves that they made, maybe weren't the best. And another team is certainly New Orleans, right, with Jordan Tyson coming off the board there at 8. with the injury concerns there, I didn't have Theisen in my top 20.
Oh, okay. So you thought, even though I think he's a top 20 talent, but you thought the injury concerns were enough to knock him down?
Yeah, I mean, the question there is, can he stay healthy, right?
Right.
And, that's fine and dandy if it's an edge rusher that you're rotating in and out, defensive tackle you're rotating in and out, tight end that maybe doesn't play every down, but you're drafting Jordan Tyson to be your wide receiver 1, and you're talking about a team that's had some injury issues at wide receiver.
Mm-hmm.
So now you're relying on, like you said, he's a top talent in this class. He might be the best wide receiver.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a matter of how many downs is he going to be on the field for every year.
Yeah, no doubt. And then I will say that I thought the highlight for the Saints draft was Oscar Delp's dog.
Yeah, right. I mean, just
getting on the couch,
being able. Yeah. Just look. I mean, I think every dog loves when you can get a spot on the couch and everybody is up there, and I think that's the only thing he had on his mind, right?
Yeah.
Well,
I tell you what, next year, I mean, when we've talked a lot about the teams and everything, but Pittsburgh showed up for this thing, did they not? I mean, has the NFL, I know it's been a few years now that they've done this, but it seems like they have hit a home run by moving this draft to NFL cities rather than keep it at Radio City Music Hall.
I love the idea. I mean, there were, I think they said, 300,000, 400,000 people there on day 1?
Yeah, 320,000, I think, which is a record.
Yeah, I mean, that's just incredible. Certainly not what you were going to get at Radio City Music Hall in New York. So, I mean, I love the idea. I want to see him kind of spread it out maybe a little bit more,
mm-hmm.
and hit some other states and cities, maybe down south.
Mm-hmm.
And go from there.
I was at the one in that was in Nashville, and it was cool. I mean, I had never been to an NFL draft, and people everywhere. It was a really, really nice event and well run. I really enjoyed myself. And then before we go, I'd be remiss if I didn't ask, because I thought because they tend to screw things up, but I thought that the Dallas Cowboys handled themselves well, and they were very fortunate, and then didn't overthink it with Caleb Downs dropping to them.
It's a crapshoot when you have Jerry Jones picking for you. I thought that they were just kind of very level-headed.
Yeah.
And let the board fall to them. Caleb Downs was another one that, pre-draft had some concerns about his knees. It was, degenerative knee issues, which is a term that's come up, in the past couple of years, and certainly is in the forefront now. But, to see him, fall, not too far, right? But to come down to, maybe a couple picks more than he should have, I think was the best thing for the Cowboys.
Yeah, no question. Well, we appreciate the time, man. I know you've done a lot of work. You and Brian have spent a ton of time breaking down this draft, setting it up with your mocks, and then, of course, giving your grades and the results of it. And I know you guys already are putting out a 2027 draft. Scott already referenced that it's got a chance to be one of the most loaded in history, depending on who comes out. But let everybody know how to follow you guys and what you're doing.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun one as we start breaking that down and doing some scouting on those guys and really kind of looking to see how deep this class is going to be.
Yeah, no doubt. Appreciate it, Brian. Thank you, man.
All right, thanks, guys.
Let's get that break in. We'll put a wrap on hour 1 after these couple minutes.
You're listening to Talkin' Ball on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
Looks like the accident on 231 northbound may be out of the way now, going down Brindley Mountain into Huntsville. So we're looking better there, but we're still dealing with accidents right now at Sim Street and 53 in Ardmore, slowing things down. You've got another accident, Greenbrier, westbound. It's actually between Greenbrier and County Line, slowing things down. We're also dealing with another accident, Campbell Drive in 72. And we just got an accident reported eastbound 565 near Greenbrier. So be careful out there. The rains are falling and the fog's moving in, creating a lot of havoc for drivers across the Tennessee Valley. And our latest accident, which is just waiting on this one, 31 South Nuclear Plant Road. That's going to be in the Tanner community. Accident with blockage and injury. So emergency crews are headed in that direction. The Tennessee Valley's most accurate traffic report. I'm Mr. Traffic, David Cruz.
Have you tried indoor golf yet? You need to check out The Golfus. The Golfus is Huntsville's newest, nicest, and only multi-location indoor golf venue. Spend an hour on the virtual range working on your game or play more than 2,000 golf courses. Our grand opening pricing makes us the best value in town. And if you really love it, grab a limited time, unlimited golf membership for only $99 a month. Get all of the details at thegolfus.com.
Hey folks, Arthur Seed, managing partner at University Kia, letting you know we are proud supporters of Alabama and Auburn football. Swing by University Kia today and check out our huge selections of brand new Kias, including the spacious Telluride 8-passenger SUV, the slick new K5, the sporty Kia Seltos. We've got perfect cars for every lifestyle and budget. Visit universitykia.com to view all our amazing offers and get pre-approved amenities, because we want to see you in a Kia. Roll Tide, War Eagle.
Hey, I'm Bobby White, and we're making room for new shipments during our spring clean out at Lynn Layton Ford in Decatur. With your good credit, save thousands with 3.9% financing for up to 84 months on new 25 F-150s with STX 4x4s starting at under $44,000. New 25 Explorers start at under $36,000, or choose 2.9% for up to 84 months. Get 5.9% financing for up to 84 months on new 25 Broncos, or choose $2,750 customer cash plus 2-year 24,000-mile complimentary maintenance. And while they last, new 25 Bronco Sports come with your choice of $2,500 customer cash or 5.9% financing for up to 84 months. And there's never any hidden markups or dock fees. Don't miss your chance to save big with spring clean-out pricing on all new 25s. We hope to see you real soon at Lynn Layton Ford, right in the heart of Ford country, just a mile south of the Beltline in Decatur, or online anytime at lynnlaytonford.com.
ALCert number 21014.
Welcome into the hottest and coolest game show around called The Freeze. Today's contestant, Bob. Bob, can you tell me the heating and air business that provides free service with repair?
Is it Talent Heating and Air Conditioning?
Can you tell me which heating and air business provides free second opinions?
Talent Heating and Air Conditioning.
You are our grand prize winner. You have won a visit from the #1 heating and air business in the Tennessee Valley.
Talent Heating and Air Conditioning?
That's right. Talent Heating and Air is coming to you.
This is Thomas with Talent Heating and Air Conditioning, and you don't have to win a game show to use us. We have free second opinions year-round, and we're doing free service calls with a repair. So just remember, call Talent Heating and Air Conditioning at 256-503-4490, or visit us on our website at talenthvac.com.
This segment of Talkin' Ball is brought to you by University Kia, the #1 volume Kia dealer in the state of Alabama. Located online at universitykia.com.
Welcome back. Just about ready to wrap up hour 1. Talking Ball 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Still rumbling outside. Gonna be a stormy day here in the Tennessee Valley. Just safe travels wherever you're headed. 67 degrees right now. Wow. I've got a lot of rain so far, and you can hear it here in the studios, but 78 is projected to be the high today. I don't know if we'll get there or not, but We've got rain in the forecast today, rain in the forecast for tomorrow, nothing on Thursday, but rain in the forecast for Friday and rain in the forecast for Saturday.
Yeah.
So we need it. Just to say that, we do need it.
Sound like you're going to get a bunch, Scott. I hope they can play beach volleyball in the rain.
They can play in the rain, just can't play in what got going on right now.
Yeah, no thunder and no lightning.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. We've made it through 60 minutes, 120 more minutes to go. Second hour, Jake Crane will join us at the bottom of the hour from Crane and Crane.
Crane and Crane be on 3 now.
Yep, he'll join us in the bottom half of the hour, get his thoughts on everything college football related and the NFL draft. 256-576-4977. You can join us after this quick timeout.
This is Brent Musburger's VSiN Action Update on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Drivers who switch to Progressive have an annual savings of nearly $750. Progressive.com.
The Atlanta Braves open up a series today with the Detroit Tigers at Truist Park. Martin Perez on the hill for Atlanta, 1-1, a 2.70 ERA. Braves $1.22 favorite. Casey Mize for the Tigers, 2-1, 2.51 ERA, plus 102, 9 over the total. College baseball today, Troy a 3-1 underdog at Georgia, minus 425. Jacksonville State a $2.38 favorite at Samford. 152nd running of the Kentucky Derby at Churchill Downs. Renegade the 4-1 Moaning Line favorite. Commandment and Further Ado 6-1. Chief Wallaby 8-1. For more, go to VSIN.com. Mike Sennett, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
A wise man once said, if you take care of old folks and children, everything in the middle will take care of itself.
Hi, I'm Danny Aldridge, lawyer in Alabama and Tennessee. In the next 20 years, the number of those folks over 65 years of age will more than double. In our golden years, the most important goal is to be treated with dignity and have control over doing what makes you grateful with those you love. At the Aldridge Law Firm and the Legal Town Center, we're dedicated to help you with these goals, and we'll be there when life throws you those inevitable curveballs. Let us assist you with your legal needs, whatever they may be or become. You may reach us by phone at 256-534-3188 or online with Dan at danaldridgelaw.com. Just remember, we're here to help. Whether it's personal injury, wrongful death, fraud and cheat, or estate planning made complete, we're here to help.
WZZN, Union Grove, Huntsville, Alabama. 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
SportsMed is the official team physicians of the Rocket City Trash Pandas. And if the pros trust SportsMed, you can too. SportsMed provides every service you might need for complete orthopedic care, specializing in orthopedic surgery, sports medicine, joint replacement, spine surgery, neurosurgery, and podiatry. And they offer their own brace shop, in-house full-body MRI, physical therapy, walk-in clinic, and so much more. 4 locations and on the web at sportsmedalabama.com.
This hour brought to you by SportsMed Orthopedic and Spine Center. Online at sportsmedalabama.com. Welcome to Talkin' Ball with Scott Theisen and Drew DeArmond. Call into the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline now, 256-576-4977. That's 256-576-4977. Now, here's Scott and Drew.
It is hour 2, SportsMed Orthopedic Surgery and Spine Center helping us get hour 2 underway. Talent Heating and Air got under hour 1. SportsMed Orthopedic Surgery and Spine Center helping us with hour number 2. 256-881-5151 to experience the SportsMed difference. Give them a call today. Find them online at sportsmedalabama.com. I saw this question. It was kind of interesting. I saw this. This is one of those, what would you rather do? Would you rather take $50,000 up front, or would you rather try to hit one home run with 100 pitches off Paul Skeens for $100 million?
Hold on. Say that again.
Would you take, if I gave you $50,000 up front, would you take it, or would you rather try your luck
50,000
and hit one home run off of Paul Skeens with 100 pitches for $100 million?
50 grand. Give
and just walk away. I just saw that.
I'm out of debt, man. Give me my 50 grand.
I saw that on X. And it was like, would you rather take your luck?
Bank.
Yeah, would you rather take your luck and take 50,000?
I'm not hitting a home run off Paul Skeens. I'm not even getting it out of the infield. So give me my 50 grand. I'm out.
Yeah. 50 grand or 100 million, what would you take?
50 grand. See ya.
256-576-4977. That's how we get going in hour number 2. Spring football is still upon us in some areas. The Ole Miss Rebels, one of those teams that are dealing with spring football right now still. Pete Golding making his first spring football appearance as Rebels head coach. Thrust into that head coaching role during the playoffs. We all know what happened there. And a lot of people are the only thing when you talk about Ole Miss right now is the LSU game with Lane Kiffin. And that's what a lot of people want to talk about when you talk about Ole Miss. Pete Golding was asked and even brought that up yesterday during a post-practice press conference with the Rebels. Here is Coach talking about that. Actually, we got to connect it back. I had it. Now we got to connect it back. There we go. Here is Coach.
My biggest thing to them is stop focusing on the wrong shit. You know, and we start worrying about the LSU game and everybody's talking about and all that. You better worry about Louisville, right? And you better worry about what you're doing right now, right? And the development of every day and what you're putting into it. So I think it's all what you put focus on, right, and what you put attention on. But we're not circling a game for us because we do feel like we're talented enough that if we do it the right way and prepare the right way and practice the right way, that if we don't beat ourselves, we'll have a shot. But like I said before, I think more games are lost than they are won. And that's the biggest thing where we're getting to right now is you don't know what play in a game is going to affect the outcome of the game. You can't pick and choose when you want to lock in and focus and do your job. That's got to be who we are. And there's going to be some games that you might line up and they might be more talented than you. And we're going to have to make more plays than they make, you know, and the ball might have to bounce our way. That's football, right? But let's not beat ourselves by playing bad football, or let's not beat ourselves by not being prepared or not taking care of our body or not practicing the right way. And I think that mentality, once you get to that, and you don't care who you're playing, where you're playing, when you're playing, I think that's your best chance. And so I think we got a lot of guys that do believe that, right? And you see that day in and day out. I don't think we have enough guys, and that's what we're talking about, playing winning football and getting enough guys in that category of playing winning football in this league on a consistent basis. I think you've got to get to that in order to compete for a championship on a consistent basis. So I think it was a good start, but we're definitely not where we need to be.
Wow. That's how I got more out of that 2 minutes from Pete Golding than I did in 5 years of Lane Stupid. Yeah, burnt popcorn's too busy trying to tweet at everybody.
But I like the fact that he says, you know, we have to practice the right way. We have to do everything the right way.
I would agree with that. I thought
is that made in reference to the fact that they maybe not did everything the right way before?
Well, when your big game record's as abysmal as Lane Kiffin's, yeah. I mean, let's put it this way. Pete Golding's 1-0 against Georgia. Lane Kiffin's a choke job 9-point lead going into the fourth quarter, and it was 0-1 again. Choked on sauce. Had the most talented team in the freaking league the year before and couldn't beat the Kentucky Wildcats, who won 4 games. That's all I can say.
Who lasts longer at their current school, Kiffin or Golding?
Hard to say. I would probably say Golding, hopefully. That's what I'm praying for. I'm praying for a 30 for 30 for LSU.
What does he have to do?
Win a national championship within 2 years, or he's going to be on the hot seat. And he should be.
Kiffin?
Yeah.
What does Golding have to do at Ole Miss?
Keep Ole Miss competitive. He doesn't have to. He don't have to win 10 games a year, but if he
does he have to do what Lane did though at Ole Miss? Does he have to? Because Lane Kiffin did put Ole Miss into the playoffs. He didn't coach the games, but he put them in the playoffs.
He put them in the playoffs one time. He didn't win any games, but he put them in there one time. Pete Golding won the games. Lane Kiffin had nothing to do with it. Lane Kiffin was too busy duping LSU into paying him like he won the games, but he didn't. So bottom line is, it's hard to say. If Lane can get it going at LSU, it's already been proven a Neanderthal like Ed Ogeron can win a national championship. So, good grief. We love Coach O, and he's a character, but he can't coach his way out of a sandbox as a head coach, yet he still had one of the great teams ever. Lane Kiffin probably wouldn't even have choked it away with that team. So if he can get a team that's good enough, he certainly could be there a while. But we've also seen how Ed Ogeron lost control quickly thereafter and couldn't keep it at the level he needed. Lane has won a lot of games. He does have more resources than Ole Miss, so you would think he would outlast Pete Golding. But I'm just telling you, I think Ole Miss, they certainly believe they can win at the highest level. But if he beats Lane Kiffin head-to-head, for damn sure, and if he can win 9 games a year, they're not going to fire Pete Golding, okay, because they're very, very competitive. That means – and then if he makes the playoffs, I'll just say it, 1 out of 3 years, hell yeah, he'll have a job. Now, if Lane Kiffin's missing 2 playoff seasons out of 3 years at LSU, his ass will be on the road eventually. But I do think as far as the potential to stay longer – there's Pete Golding if he can figure this thing out. And again, look, man, to me, when he got the job, I thought it sounds Matt Lukish, but maybe he's not, because I didn't think Dabo was going to be a great head coach. And he's ended up being, and I know right now he's in a hard spot with Clemson, but he's won 2 national championships. He's already done enough to be in the College Football Hall of Fame. He's done amazing things at Clemson since 2009.
If Dabo doesn't get Clemson to the playoffs this year, do you think Clemson entertains making a change?
Not if it's a winning season.
Let's say they go 7 wins.
If they end up with a bowl game, I wouldn't think so. But if it falls apart and they end up 3-9 in that sad sack conference, then he may be in trouble.
I don't think he goes 3-9, but I'm just thinking.
I would be surprised.
I'm just thinking if they go 6 or 7 wins.
Yeah.
Is it time for? And not in a bad way, but is it time for a new voice? Is it time for a new voice?
Look, how many national championships has Clemson ever won?
A couple that
And before he got there, they had Danny Ford and Toilet. Okay, this is like Georgia and Clemson was like mediocrity versus mediocrity.
Well, maybe that's what Clemson fans don't want to go back to. Maybe they don't want to go back to that.
Remember the term Clemsoning? And Dabo took such offense to it. That's what they used to do every year, was Clemsoning. They don't do that anymore. I know last year, I guess, you could call it Clemsoning because they had a ton of talent and didn't live up to it. But he's got enough equity. He deserves the chance to try to fix it, okay? Because, look, he's done things that nobody thought he would do. So am I a fan with how he acts? Sometimes no, but, you won 2 national championships at a program that had only won 1, and that was in 1981. So, they had good tradition, but he took the tradition up a couple of notches, and he beat Alabama on a couple of occasions. So, to me, he deserves a chance to fix it. And so, if you're Clemson, who the hell are you going to hire anyway? There isn't exactly coaches just, walking around. Right now, I don't see a ton of great coaches out there looking for jobs. You sure as hell don't want to hire Jimbo Fisher. I mean, he's out there needing a job because he sucks.
Well, he's on the ACC network. He's watching a lot of ACC football.
Awesome.
Let's get Ray in on the phone lines real fast here on a Tuesday morning. Good morning, Ray.
Morning, Ray.
How we doing, fellas?
We're doing
good.
Well, man. How you doing?
Doing good. Couple of things real quick.
Sure.
First thing, the Clemson thing. Let's call this what it is. No, that is a middle of the road in college football job 20 years ago.
Yeah, agreed.
Today it is a top 10 job.
Yeah.
Why? Dabo Sweeney.
Yep.
Those are facts, and they're not really disputable.
Agreed.
Right.
Second thing,
Mm-hmm.
the Pete Golding press conference. He used different words, but I heard a really familiar message. Outcomes are a distraction. Focus on the process of what you have to do to put yourself in a position to be successful. Anyone remember the guy who said that stuff?
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
He's on game day a lot.
I'm just saying.
They got rid of Pollock to put him on there.
Yeah.
See you guys.
Thanks.
See you, Ray. Good stuff.
Message very similar. And Ray referring to Nick Saban, obviously.
Yeah.
The message. I mean, Golding spent time under Saban. He spent.
So did everybody, pretty much, that matters in college football because he's the greatest of all time, along with Coach Bryant. No matter what these sad sacks in the Big Ten want to talk about. I mean, Woody Hayes, he's too busy smacking people and getting fired. You know what I'm saying? They want to prop Hayes up. He couldn't clean Coach Bryant's bathroom. Neither could Bo Schembechler. Hell, Bo would have cleaned Coach Bryant's bathroom, though. He really loved him. They had a great relationship. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, Bo Schembechler.
Yeah, the Michigan man. Even though he was hired off Ohio State staff to run Michigan.
Kind of like Alabama and Auburn, kind of like Pat Dye, right?
Yeah.
Hired off of Alabama staff to run Auburn.
Had a couple stops as a head coach before he came back to Auburn and had a lot of success before having to exit stage left with 60 minutes.
Got to get a break in 8:15 here on a wet Tuesday morning.
At least we can't hear the rain hitting the ceiling now. We're not going to wash away.
No. Row your boat. Anyway.
Very interesting too when we had Brian Lamb on because they have their initial mock draft, and it's interesting because I think the best player, of course, everybody is going to say is Jeremiah Smith
from Ohio State.
Yeah. And they actually had him going number one, but a lot of these other mocks are going to have the two quarterbacks, which is Dante Moore of Oregon, who would have gone in the top 5 this year, Scott, if he had just stayed in the draft. Decided he wanted NIL money instead and to get better and to get some more playing time as a starter. And then, of course, Arch Manning. But I will say this, I don't think it's some kind of lock that Arch Manning is coming out. The Manning family has always operated at a different.
They haven't, yeah.
Because he has 2 years left. He was a redshirt sophomore last year. I'm just saying, don't be shocked, especially with how much money you can make in NIL. Unless they, for some reason, they finally don't gag and they win the national championship at Texas,
right?
Then he might move on. But if they don't, or if he doesn't have the year he's hoping, I would not be shocked because his uncle Eli, Peyton, they all played all the way through. I'm just saying the Mannings do things different. And in a way, people should learn from it. You want to stay up there, man. Don't hurry. Because everybody thought he might go after this past year, and he certainly wasn't ready. So we'll see how good he is and how good a year they have. But I would not freaking
Peyton, by the way, remember, Peyton was, and for those that forget, he was a consensus top pick after his junior year, but stayed at Tennessee for his senior season. He graduated in 3 years, played in all 4 years before being drafted overall number 1 by the Colts.
And a lot of people thought he would have gone number 1 the year before, but he came back.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying it's not a lock that a guy like Arch Manning comes out.
By the way, Peyton had a 3.61 GPA for those that really want to care. Hey, 8:16 here on a Tuesday morning. If anyone really cares about his GPA, there you go. Got to get a break in. Talking Ball on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
You're listening to Talkin' Ball on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
You invest in your customers with your heart, soul, and skill. Well, it's time to invest in yourself with the next generation Cat 255 compact track loaders from Thompson Tractor. After all, those who give their best deserve the best. And this machine has it all, with features that include a more powerful engine, tri-axle truck loading capabilities, a spacious cab, and a smooth ride for all-day comfort. Thompson Tractor knows how much value you place on your customer satisfaction. It's how you build your business. It's also how we build ours. Since 1957, hardworking folks like you have counted on Thompson to provide the absolute best lineup of equipment in the industry, all backed by a customer service and product support team that time and again have proven to be second to none. It's all about maintaining peak performance. Always has been, always will be. Visit ThompsonTractor.com for details. Thompson Tractor, we're here for you.
McCurry Motors is your car and van rental headquarters. You can rent the vehicle you need today. Family in town, sporting event, church function, no matter what your need, McCurry Motors has you covered with a wide selection of cars and vans available for rent. They have 12-passenger Mercedes Sprinter vans, 12-passenger Ford Transit vans, 15-passenger Ford Transit vans, and 15-passenger Chevrolet Express vans. They have 2 locations, Highway 72 in Athens or Max Luther Drive in Huntsville.
I'm here with Stan McDonald of Jacob Title. Stan, I've heard that every real estate closing at Jacob Title is a very big deal.
Every closing is a very big deal at Jacob Title because when it's your closing and your contract on the line, it's a very big deal, and we understand that at Jacob Title.
So it sounds like whether your client is a first-time residential buyer or a multi-million-dollar investor, they can expect your A-game.
That's exactly right. As a matter of fact, when you bring your real estate closing to us at Jacob Title, we understand it's all about trust and confidence.
Baumhauer's Restaurant, legendary food and legendary fun. Whether you're craving the freshest seafood from Alabama's Gulf Coast, juicy chicken or char-grilled steaks seared to succulent perfection, you're craving Baumhauer's Restaurant. Add to that a sports-themed atmosphere and HD flat screens every place you look. For a sneak peek at the menu, go to baumhauers.com. Legendary food, legendary fun. Baumhauer's Restaurant.
Isn't the story of the prodigal son an amazing story? Basically, a rowdy boy who literally wished his father dead, ran away, and consumed his wealth with hard and fast living. Yet the father looked for his return every day, and when the boy got tired of eating pig slop, he decided to return. What did the father do? As soon as he saw that boy, he ran to him, threw his arms around him, and killed the fatted calf for a great celebration. Hey, I'm John Dees, pastor of the Cross Point Church. If you're looking for a church home, come see us, smack dab across the street from the YMCA in Madison.
The Drive with Wes Neighbors and Steve Moulton. Weekdays from 5 to 7 p.m. Only on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
So we were talking about Arch Manning. We mentioned Eli and we mentioned Peyton Manning coming out, both staying throughout their tenures at Ole Miss and Tennessee, respectively. And it was kind of interesting to see, had they both come out their junior years, who would have had the number 1 pick during that time frame. And in Peyton's draft, he came out in 98. The Rams had the number 1 pick in 97. They took Orlando Pace. So would have Peyton gone number 1 in 97 over Orlando Pace? And then Eli Manning, and we all know Eli Manning because he is forever tied with Phillip Rivers and not wanting to play for the Chargers, and the Giants get him and all the trade stuff. And it worked out great for Phillip. It worked out great for Eli because both of them ended up having great we think
they should be Hall of Fame.
We think Hall of Fame careers. I didn't want to say Hall of Fame worthy, but
they should.
Yeah. But Carson Palmer had Eli come out in 2003 and left early.
Yeah.
The Bengals would have had the first pick in 2003. Carson Palmer was taken as the number 1 pick by the Bengals. Would Eli have gone ahead of Carson Palmer in that 2003
draft? They would have demanded to be traded like they demanded to be traded from the sorry-ass Chargers at the time.
The Lions had the number 2 pick in the 2003 draft and took Charles Rogers, the wide receiver, in 2003.
Man.
The Texans had the 3rd pick, took Andre Johnson, and the Jets had the 4th pick and took Dwayne Robertson in 2003.
Thank the Lord. Eli didn't come out that year. Because I would have the only one I would have even entertained would have been the Houston Texans.
The Cowboys had the 5th pick in that draft.
Or the Dallas. One of them, 2 of them, 3. The other 3, no way in hell I'm letting them draft me. I'm demanding a trade.
But do you think? I mean, we talk about the fact that these guys go out early. And Ty Simpson.
That's going to be part of it. That's why. Look, Ty went out because he was smart.
Yes.
Because there was.
Do you think? I mean, they look ahead at all this. I mean, these agents project all this stuff out. They've got people in their corners. And do you think the situation was said, if you come out now, you're going to end up probably in a better team than you would if you wait a year and come out?
Round. That's the biggest thing. The first friggin' round. That's why he came out. He would have come out even if Dante Moore had come out and been a top 2 to 3 to 5 pick, top 5 at worst. So there's 2 quarterbacks that would have come off the board really early. Ty would have been the solid 3rd, unless my man from Ole Miss had come out, Trinidad Chambliss. He could have given him a run for the 3rd quarterback job, but he never wanted to do that. They went through the court system to get him eligible at Ole Miss. So Ty was going to come out because at worst he was going to be the 3rd quarterback. But then when you see that Dante Moore's coming back, it made the decision a no-brainer because you're the 2nd QB. And I know people kept trying to say he's going to be a 2nd-round pick. Not even close, because quarterback is a valued position. Ty did enough on film to impress NFL people, and it all worked out the best for him because he went in the top 13. He gets a nice contract, and he's going with an organization with a pulse. He doesn't have to play for the Jets or the Browns, who it looks like had good drafts, but I'm sure in some form or fashion, both of them will screw it up, and they'll still be losers and probably be drafted in the top 2 or 3 next year.
Well, that's the thing. You know what? I love these people that project these mock drafts for 2027. I mean, it's like, how can you predict who has the number 1 pick?
If I'm Eli, or excuse me, I knew I'd say that. If I'm Arch Manning and the Jets or the Browns have the number 1 pick, I'm going back to school.
What about the Cardinals?
Going back to school.
Because, I mean, The Athletic has the Cardinals picking 1 next year, followed by the Dolphins, Browns, Jets, and Titans.
And we know the Titans already have a quarterback.
You can't project that now.
I know, it's too stupid, but I'm just saying, you might consider playing in Miami depending on who the administration is. But most of those organizations you just mentioned, I'm getting the hell away, and I'm going to make $2 or $3 million in Austin, Texas.
I'm staying playing college football.
Even though, and then I'll have to go pro the next year. But then that's when you leverage it and say, if you draft me, trade me, you Eli me, you do what you did with my uncle. I ain't playing. You gotta trade me somewhere where I'm comfortable. And I don't care. They got the leverage.
Well,
but I will say it did seem like when Peyton came out, he was drafted by the Colts, and he seemed to connect with the Colts organization, and he helped turn them around. He didn't demand to be traded, but who knows? We'll see. You never know from year to year, though, what organizations. I know the Jets and the Browns, you can usually count on them to choke and be terrible.
Yeah.
But you never know otherwise. There could be some other organizations that fall apart, but you still may trust the process to where, you can still be where you think you could go into that organization and turn it around. Or maybe maybe the Jets or the Browns finally hire a competent front office.
I think
heck, who knows? If Jalen Hurts doesn't pick it up, the Eagles may be in line for a quarterback.
By the way, Jeremy Bernard and Ramsey Robinson from former Butler High School, they have something in common.
They are. Ramsey was the final player before Nick Saban who have not played for him and be drafted by Alabama, and Jerm's the first to be drafted after.
How about that? Jeremy Bernard is the first player not to be coached by Nick Saban at Alabama to be drafted, and Ramsey Robinson was the last player to be coached at Alabama, not by Nick Saban.
Simpson were both coached by Saban and recruited by Saban. Jerm was not. He was brought out of the transfer portal by Kalen DeBoer.
And Ramsey, by the way, still has the distinction of being Mr. Irrelevant.
He did. He was.
Drafted by the Detroit Lions.
He was.
All right, let's get a break in, shall we?
Jake Crane's
on the other side.
Next via
yeah.
Get his thoughts on Art Schleicher. Brendan Sorsby.
I bet he's got an opinion on that one. Oh, did you see that? But speaking of this, before we get the break, Brandon Sorsby, though, Cincinnati's coming after him for $1 million because
they're already doing that anyway.
Yeah. They want to come after. They were already doing that before this. They were coming after him because of his NIL stuff, his pay to play, that they want $1 million exit fee for him going to Texas Tech.
He already bet it away.
He don't have it. That's why he's going into therapy.
Yeah.
Let's get a break in. Jake Crane next.
Mental health and all that.
You're listening to Talkin' Ball on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Travel accommodations for 97.7 ESPN The Zone provided by University Kia. Your Fox 54 weather.
I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. A mostly cloudy to overcast sky this afternoon. Now, a good chunk of the day is going to be dry across the Tennessee Valley. Temperatures climbing into the mid-upper 70s. But as we head into the later part of the afternoon, early into the evening, showers and thunderstorms are going to begin to develop first across northwest Alabama. And some of that activity could pack a bit of a punch. We're looking at the chance for some severe thunderstorms as we head into the earliest hours of Wednesday morning.
Your Fox 54 weather, only on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
By now, you know about Eagle Masonry and Insulation, and maybe you know that Eagle also does landscaping and dirt work. But how about after paint work? Shower doors, shelving, and mirrors, all taken care of by Eagle, the same Eagle that takes care of all your masonry, insulation, and landscaping needs. Eagle brings the same level of expertise to all these disciplines, and they're ready to provide you with a free quote. The website is the same, insulatewitheagle.com, as is the phone number, 256-755-1556. Give them a call and see what Eagle can do for you. Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money.
The End Zone Sports Bar has done it again. This time, they're bringing their jumbo wings, handcrafted burgers, Tex-Mex, and New York-style pizza to the Midtown District with their new location on McMurtry Drive Northwest opposite the Target Plaza. Tuesdays at the End Zone means half-price burgers, and Wednesday is $1 jumbo wings all day long. The End Zone also features Sunday ticket for all your NFL viewing. The newest End Zone Sports Bar in the Midtown District on McMurtry near the Target Plaza. Get in the End Zone.
The ultimate golf experience is waiting for you at the Golfus. For a limited time, you can get an unlimited membership for only $99 a month. Hit balls on the range, play any of our 2,000 golf courses, have a graduation party, or host a corporate event. For all the details, go to thegolfus.com. We have 2 locations in Huntsville and a location soon coming to Hughes Road in Madison. That's thegolfus.com.
Bill Crawford here for the Regenesis Stem Cell Center, the place to go for golfers' elbow pain. Traditional treatments require significant time away from the golf course and often don't work. Dr. Charles Lee can treat golfers' elbow using platelet-rich plasma extracted from the patient's blood and get you back on the golf course after a 2-hour visit. Golfers' elbow can be permanently eliminated for a fixed price of $585. Golf season is here. Enjoy pain-free golf with just one visit to Regenesis.
Hi, my name is Dan Aldridge. I'm here to let you know about the Aldridge Law Firm and the soon-to-be-announced Legal Town Center. I've been practicing law in Alabama since 1984, and I also practice in Tennessee. And I'm from North Alabama, and I'm here to represent you and take care of your legal needs. For many of us, hiring an attorney is not high on the priority list, and maybe a little scary. But it's something that we all need at some point. So by all means, do your homework. And if you need representation for car accident, wrongful death, medical malpractice, nursing home abuse, or estate planning, or any other matter, just give us a call at 256-534-3188. And you can email me at Dan, that is Dan at danaldridgelaw.com. Dan at danaldridgelaw.com. God bless America.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
Want to save some money?
I can take money and I can make it into more money.
Just check out our zone deals online at 977ESPN.com. We are 977 ESPN The Zone.
You got to know when to hold 'em, know when to fold 'em, know when to walk away, and know when to run. You never count your money. When you're sitting at the table, there'll be time enough for counting.
All you can do is laugh at that one. Well played. Well played.
Yeah, no doubt.
First hour, just to let you know what we kind of threw out there. We threw out Brendan Sorsby's taking a leave of absence from Texas Tech football to seek counseling and help for gambling addiction. What does it mean for Texas Tech? What does it mean for college athletics? Is it much larger than we think on the college landscape? Does it mean much more than that? And we've kind of recapped a little bit more of the NFL draft, threw in some other conversations as well. Plenty of stuff to get through with our next guest.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's a staple for us weekly during the college football season, certainly. But with this story breaking yesterday, we know they spent a good deal of time on that topic on their show, Crane and Cone, powered by On3. And, of course, we're talking about Jake Crane. And we've, on short notice, we really appreciate his time as well because he's got a busy schedule. Of course, they'll have Crane and Cone later today, and you can catch that on YouTube. But we wanted to talk with him about this developing story in college football. Maybe talk a little of his impressions of the NFL draft also. But, Jake, man, it's great to reconnect with you. You were with Drew and Scott this morning. How are you?
Oh, man, I appreciate you guys having me on. And no, I'm doing great. The weather moved through Nashville last night, and it wasn't like that Day After Tomorrow movie. So it's blue skies and beautiful this morning.
Yeah, well, it's not beautiful.
We still got little rumbles.
We got smacked by it going on into this morning. No doubt, even lost power over here a little bit over at my place, but got it back before leaving. But we appreciate you for joining us. What do you make of this Brendan Sorsby situation? It doesn't sound good for Texas Tech as far as having him.
Yeah. If the allegations are true, and to be honest with you, when you check yourself into a gambling addiction rehab and take a leave of absence, I don't really think it strengthens the case of you didn't gamble. Right. And look, I hope the guy gets help. Number one,
of course.
And again, this may affect some things with him getting drafted in the NFL, but this by no means ends his career overall. Mm-hmm. But it could very well end his career in college. And guys, just generally with this gambling thing, I try not to overcomplicate this issue. Do I think that it's a problem if the quarterback at Texas Tech is betting on whether the next Reds pitch is going to be a strike or a ball when he's the legal age of betting? I don't mind that, but I do understand, just like in any business, when you sign that piece of paper and they say that if you do this, there will be consequences, and you understand that. If you break that, regardless of how I feel about certain nuances about it, then you should have to pay the penalty. And there's obviously a huge difference between betting on a sport and a team that you're involved in, as opposed to, you know, even the NFL or Major League Baseball or whatever, because if we're going to say, well, then, you know, you even can't bet on stuff you can't control, then, well, are they allowed to invest money in the stock market? That's gambling.
Right.
Can you play the lottery? That's gambling. Can you buy a scratch-off? That's gambling. But I think when you sign that paper, you need to be held to the standard of the paper that you signed, regardless of the nuance.
Well, and that's the thing. A lot of people are saying, hey, look, here's this situation coming out with this college guy here. Brandon Sorsby's he's not the first guy to do it. He won't be the last guy to do it. And we're probably going to hear more others doing exactly what he's doing.
Yeah, I don't think this is the last name we're going to hear. I don't know if this is the last, allegation we're going to hear about Brendan Sorsby. I mean, it's in flux. And yeah, it's part of it. And, I know there's a big contingent. When I was at the Daily Wire, we had a gambling sponsorship, and there was a lot of people there that didn't like gambling. And look, I think just like anything in life, like Snickers bars, if you do something to an excess or you do something beyond your means, it's not a good thing. Heck, even buying Girl Scout cookies. If you ain't got the money to buy all the Girl Scout cookies you're buying, that's not a good thing. So I hope this is something we can get a handle on. But this was always going to happen when gambling got as big as it did, and it's kind of a natural course of evolution, I think.
And you make a good point. I don't think we would be talking about this if it had been a bet here or there, but I think everything kind of got out of control off the rails for this guy, and that's why we're starting to hear about this stuff.
Well, let me ask you this, though. Do you think that's it, or do you think he knew he was going to get caught and knew this was going to go down and wanted to get ahead of it and have like a PR move that looked like he was trying to do something about it? See, that's what I need to know. I need to know the order of operations.
Yeah.
Here. Is this something where it's like, oh no, they just figured out that I did this. We've got to get ahead of this with the PR team and make this look better so we may have a chance to keep him eligible? Or is it, hey, man, this guy's out here betting on how many cars are going to stop at this stoplight, in downtown Lubbock? I mean, that's what I need to know.
Well, and then now, I mean, we talked about it on the show earlier, the fact that, we hope he gets better. We hope he gets the help he needs. And obviously, if you're from a Texas Tech standpoint, you want the same thing, but you're also saying to yourself, how does this affect my quarterback room? I can't go out and get another quarterback. We're paying this guy X amount of dollars to come in here. I can't go out and get one now because of, the ghost transfer and all that other stuff. What does it do for Texas Tech?
Well, I mean, it's a huge gut punch. I'm to be honest with you, I don't think Brett Yormark's the happiest guy at the ball right now either, because Texas Tech, when you look at their schedule, that was going to be the Big 12's horse, not to just make the playoff, but I do think if Brendan Sorsby continues to evolve as a player, which he has the capability to, with all the talent around him at Texas Tech, with the defense Texas Tech was going to have, this is a team that can not only get into the playoff, they could make a run in the playoff and possibly win the thing. Now, not that the Hammond kid, who we saw at some points last year, not that he's the worst player in the world and doesn't have experience, but there is a huge gap between him and Brendan Sorsby. And now, if Hammond's your starting quarterback, who's coming off an ACL injury, what happens if he gets hurt again? Because right now what I'm seeing is he ain't going to be able to play until week 3, so y'all probably going to have me at quarterback for Oregon State and another.
Yeah, that's going to be really interesting because, like you said, Texas Tech has designs on being next year's Indiana.
For sure, and they got the money to do it. I mean, you got a billionaire backer in Cody Campbell. There's a lot of other Texas Tech alumni that have a lot of money, but this isn't just a make the playoff team feel good story. This is, we think we can go win it.
Yeah, and then Sorsby, if he's as good as, I mean, let's not discount this. I mean, we were talking about this before you came on, all these insane mock drafts already for next year. He was listed in the top 20 prospects by one database. So he's obviously already a big time on the radar screen, and it's not inconceivable with that schedule that you mentioned, if he were eligible, that he could have a Fernando Mendoza type rise.
Oh, 100%. I mean, you look at the measurables. He's
Right.
got those. He's a big guy that's athletic with a big arm. The thing with him, and this is what you'll see when you read the analysis on him, and if you just watch him, is continuing to improve his accuracy in the intermediate and short game. He's got the ability to throw the deep ball. He can throw the deep comeback. He can throw the whole shot against cover two. But can he? He's like the reliever that can throw 102. But he struggles sometimes throwing strikes and doesn't have the best second pitch, if the first one isn't working. And that was where the biggest development was going to look to happen this year. And if he did that, I'm telling you guys right now, he would be a top 3 quarterback taken in a draft that's going to be a lot deeper at the quarterback position than it was this past year.
I'm glad you just said something about that, because Scott and I just discussed this, and we did some part of it off the air. I am not of the opinion that it's a lock for Arch Manning to come out next year, because you followed college football your entire life, and you're very familiar with the Manning family, Jake. We all know that Peyton could have come out. He could have been the first pick in the 97 draft instead of 98, and we certainly know that Eli could have come out the year earlier as well. But both of them saw their whole career through. I don't think it's a lock that Arch comes out.
Well, I mean, especially in the era of NIL, right?
Right.
It's that. And again, look, he's not the first Manning to get paid. Okay, he's just the first Manning to get paid that you're hearing about getting paid, and the numbers, especially if he has a big year, could be astronomical. And Texas is one of the few places that I think could afford to foot that bill. But look, it's all about momentum. It's all about positioning, right? If Texas goes out there and has an incredible year and Arch wins the Heisman, you do need to strike while the iron is hot. And again, I can go ahead and tell you, there's a lot of franchises out there that realize being able to sell a jersey with the name Manning on the back of it at quarterback for your franchise can do a lot for you from a hype standpoint and from a bank account standpoint. So it's all circumstantial. It's all contextual. But I expect Arch to have a big year. I think Texas is going to have a big year. And if that happens, I think he goes. If they kind of fall flat again, and maybe it's 9-3, and he has a good year but not a great year, I think there's a chance maybe. But heck, I mean, look, this is the same place that wanted to kick Quinn Ewers out the door and like other guys. So there is a world where Texas fans are like, you know what? Let's just move on to the next guy.
Jake Crane, kind enough to join us on the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline this morning. Jake, we talked about the upcoming draft. Well, what about this past draft? Just your thoughts on how it all played out, especially with Ty Simpson going to the Rams.
Yeah, look, I think it was a smart move by the Rams. I mean, Matt Stafford's not getting any younger. He's still playing at a high level, but the older you get, the more injury prone you get. I think Ty is the guy that they look at as the heir apparent. And what would be better for your first round quarterback draft pick than to be able to shadow Matt Stafford? I mean, that's like having Warren Buffett as your mentor when you're getting into the stock market. That's a pretty good chair to be sitting in, learning from. The Frank Lucas situation. So I think it was smart by the Rams. They're setting themselves up, I think, for success down the road. I tell you what I like the most. I like this up-tempo draft. I like that a lot more. It seemed faster to me. It wasn't as drawn out. Look, I love the special guests that come up there and make the picks and do this and that and the other. But I like the up-tempo draft. But look, I thought the Falcons, I can't believe I'm going to say this, I thought the Falcons did some good things. So it was good. I like the speed of it, though.
Well, and I know you're based in Nashville. What did you think of the Titans and what they did? I thought Carnell Tate was a little bit of a reach. I know they need weapons for Cam Ward, but I'm not sure I wouldn't have tried to go and maybe trade down and get some more assets. But what did you think about them taking Carnell Tate?
Look, I would have rather just drafted Jeremiah Smith for next year if that was possible. Just, look, y'all can. I'll just wait for him to come out. I think Carnell's going to be fine. Do I think he's got the ceiling or potential of when he was picked? His size is great. I still think there's some things twitchiness wise that I've got to see in the league. But I understand the pick. I'd have been fine with them trading down and being able to accumulate more picks. But look, I think, Cam Ward, I said it when he got drafted, I think he's going to end up being a star. He's got all the capability to, and I think, when you look at the roster the Titans are putting together as they're getting ready to move into this new stadium, I like some of the moves that they've made. But, again, I don't think it was the best thing they could have done, but I don't think it was the worst.
Yeah. Well, I will say this too, though. I did like the Keldrick Falk pick at the end of round 1, though.
Oh yeah, Keldrick. Look, Keldrick's got a ton of ability, and I think he's a guy, especially if he has somebody playing next to him, whether he's inside or outside. He can cause problems, and he's so versatile. I mean, if you're a play caller as a defensive guy, the more versatility you have, especially when it's all ball, no school, none of that, you're able to do a lot more things. So I don't think that was a bad pick at all. And look, there's a lot of Auburn fans in Nashville too, so Keldrick was a really popular pick.
And finally, before we let you go, because we hadn't spoken with you since they wrapped his first spring, what were your overall impressions after spring and the buzz you're hearing with Golish?
Well, look, I think they got through it relatively healthy, and if you ask any coach in the business deep down, what's the one thing you want to get make sure, if I could say wave a magic wand and one thing happened for spring, it would be that you avoid the big injury. I mean, you look at what happened to Texas A&M's captain linebacker. You've had some offensive linemen go down. So I think they avoided the injury bug at a pretty high level, and that gives you a chance in fall camp. But I tell you, as somebody, and look, I wasn't there. I didn't see every rep of everything. So I'm not going to come in here and say it's all sunshine and rainbows. I just listen to the way the players talk. And it just seems that the mood has shifted. And I think Xavier Atkins, who you're going to hear his name next year in the NFL draft, said it best in an interview with Takeo. Last year, the message was if we can get to the fourth quarter, we'll win the game. The message this year is we should be killing them by the fourth quarter, and if for some reason we're not, we'll destroy them in the fourth. That's the mindset you have to have. It's not man, if we can just hold on to the rope. It's no, you grab that rope, I'm going to jerk you over the line, it's going to be over.
Well, great stuff. We appreciate it, Jake. I'll let everybody know about, of course, Crane and Cone powered by On3, and then what you guys have going on later today. And, again, we look forward to connecting again soon.
For sure. Appreciate you guys having me. Hope everybody stayed safe out there over those storms. YouTube's the easiest way. I mean, we're Apple Podcasts and Spotify, too. It's CRAIN and Cone. Got a big show out today. We're doing our post-spring SEC power rankings, going through all 16, going to rank them 1 through 16. That's going to drop at 2 p.m. Central. So, come over, check it out. I'm sure half of y'all are going to love us. The other half are going to hate us, but that's the way it should be in the good old US of A.
No doubt. Thanks, Jake. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you.
All right, man. Y'all be good.
Got to get a break in, shall we? 256-576-4977. Going to wrap up hour through 2 next.
Oh, there you go.
You're listening to Talkin' Ball on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
Since 1986, Full Moon Barbecue has been cooking quality meats low and slow over a hickory wood-fired pit. From ribs and wings, brisket, turkey, catfish, and sausage to the best butts in town. If you're planning a holiday or a birthday party, Full Moon has a large banquet room. And Full Moon is ready for your next catering or tailgate. Just call us and we'll take care of everything. 256-713-0070. Full Moon Barbecue on the Parkway next to Costco. The best little pork house in Alabama.
Are you tired of chasing a roofing contractor to show up on time or even show up at all? I'm Sam Fleming with Fleming Roofing and Restoration. Our motto at Fleming Roofing is we show up. Our goal at Fleming Roofing is to provide the reliable customer service that you deserve, and we have the resources to meet all of your roofing needs: residential, commercial, industrial, replacement, or repairs. We are manufacturer certified for roof coatings, single-ply membranes, and asphalt shingles. Whenever you need a roofing professional you can count on, call Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We are committed to finding the solution that meets your needs. We don't have quotas or heavy-handed sales tactics. Fleming Roofing, we have expert experience. We show up. Free estimates, residential, commercial, industrial, replacement, or repairs. Check us out at FlemingHSV.com. FlemingHSV.com. When you need a quick response, it's Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up.
Tom Abraham here for my friends at All About Water. Crazy name, huh? Well, let me introduce you to them. All About Water is the top pond builder anywhere in the Tennessee Valley, and that includes remodeling or cleaning out existing ponds as well. They also have monthly maintenance plans for your pond. Don't have a pond? Well, how about a fountain or water feature for your property to bring that soothing sound of running water to your happy place? On the other hand, maybe you have water on your property that you don't want. Well, Ryan at All About Water is all about water, so he can take care of that as well. He has a background in fluid dynamics, and what that means is that he can take care of any water issue that you have. Finally, how about that irrigation system that you have or that you want? Well, they do installs and maintenance and repairs on those as well, because they are all about water. Learn more at allaboutwaterllc.com. That's allaboutwaterllc.com.
You've got to experience Toyotathon at Bill Penny Toyota. They've got the selection with over 700 new Toyotas to choose from. And they've got the extras with Bill Penny perks and a 10-year unlimited warranty. So get on over to Bill Penny Toyota today and experience Toyotathon. Bill Penny Toyota in Huntsville and online at BillPennyToyota.com. Bill Penny's Toyota 10-year unlimited warranty is valid through the 10th year of ownership. Valid on new vehicles only. See dealer for details.
This segment of Talkin' Ball is brought to you by University Kia, the #1 volume Kia dealer in the state of Alabama. Located online at universitykia.com.
Short time left here in hour number 2. We are far from being done here this morning. Coming up here in just a little bit, Chris Lee will join us as we set the table for what will be another busy week of SEC baseball and what was a busy week of SEC baseball.
Yep.
I don't believe Alabama and Auburn have midweek games this week.
No, I think they both have finals this week.
Right. So nothing.
Matter of fact, Auburn still got a couple of midweek games. They got to go to UAB. They got to go to Jack State.
Yeah.
Jack State's having an unbelievable year. Alabama has one midweek game left. They've got to play at Troy, not this week, but next week.
Right.
And then they both have 3 SEC series left.
There are some midweek games tonight in the league, and in one involving an in-state school, as Troy will travel to take on number 5 Georgia today. This afternoon at 2:00.
Yeah. Hope the weather holds up for them.
Vanderbilt has Middle Tennessee this afternoon, 3:30. Tennessee has West Georgia. South Carolina has the Citadel. And then I guess this is like Alabama and Auburn when they would play in Montgomery, and it wouldn't count towards a conference game, but you would play each other.
Yeah.
Mississippi State and Ole Miss are playing today at Trustmark Park in Pearl, Mississippi, the former home of the Mississippi Braves. Yeah. So down they're going to be playing down there around Jackson,
they do that.
Clinton, Pearl area.
They even play two to three extra games.
Yeah. Missouri and Southeast Missouri State play today. Texas A&M, Tarleton State, Arkansas, Northwest State. So there's a bunch of, and Oklahoma is taking on Texas Tech. That one was canceled, by the way.
So Sorsby won't be betting on
Couldn't bet on that one. You can't bet on balls and strikes there. Anyway, so that's your midweek baseball games in the SEC. Again, both Alabama and Auburn not playing this week as far as midweek games go. But series do get back underway conference-wise for both Alabama and Auburn. And Alabama, again, for the second straight week, they will kick off a Thursday, Friday, Saturday series as they welcome Vanderbilt. And we've said how big of a game this is because both Alabama and Vanderbilt come in with identical 10-11 conference records. It is Alabama, Vanderbilt, and Tennessee starting the weekend with identical 10-11 conference marks, but right above them you have 4 teams, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Ole Miss, and Florida with 11-10 conference records.
Yeah, it's
so
odd,
you
man.
can go from being the 12th or 11th team to being 6 or 7 by the end of the weekend, maybe even 5. You never know. Or if you are 10 and 11, you could fall even down even further. Chris Lee will join us.
Southeastern 16, Vandy 247. We're going to talk some SEC baseball next.
All right, let's get that break in. Hour 3 are on the horizon.
Your Rocket City Trash Pandas are back for 6 games, April 28th through May 3rd. Promotions include a James Spann bobblehead giveaway on the 28th, post-game fireworks to close out the night on the 1st and the 2nd, and kids run the bases after the game on the 3rd. Get your tickets and learn more about weekly promos by visiting tptix.com. That's tptix.com.
Let's rock it. When you're craving a juicy, made-to-order burger with all your favorite toppings, it's time to head to Five Guys Burgers and Fries. Fresh, never-frozen, hand-formed patties, crispy, fresh-cut fries, savory hot dogs, and topped off with an ice-cold real milkshake. Five Guys knows what you like. Come and get it in Huntsville on North Parkway and on Enterprise, and in Madison on Moonshot Drive and Highway 72. Order online at fiveguys.com or just walk in. Five Guys. Perfection every time.
Tom Abraham here for my friends at All About Water. Crazy name, huh? Well, let me introduce you to them. All About Water is the top pond builder anywhere in the Tennessee Valley, and that includes remodeling or cleaning out existing ponds as well. They also have monthly maintenance plans for your pond. Don't have a pond? Well, how about a fountain or water feature for your property to bring that soothing sound of running water to your happy place? On the other hand, maybe you have water on your property that you don't want. Well, Ryan at All About Water is all about water, so he could take care of that as well. He has a background in fluid dynamics, and what that means is that he could take care of any water issue that you have. Finally, how about that irrigation system that you have or that you want? Well, they do installs and maintenance and repairs on those as well, because they are all about water. Learn more at allaboutwaterllc.com. That's allaboutwaterllc.com.
This hour of Talkin' Ball is brought to you by Hyundai Decatur, located on the Beltline.
In the market for a new or used car? Look no further than Hyundai of Decatur. With a large inventory of new, used, and certified pre-owned Hyundai models, Greenway Hyundai of Decatur is here to service all of your Hyundai needs. Come visit our exceptional service department as well. With state-of-the-art facilities and a caring team of automotive professionals waiting to service your vehicle, make Hyundai of Decatur your #1 choice for all your automotive needs. Give them a call today at 256-274-0279 or visit them online at greenwayhyundaiofdecatur.com.
Welcome to Talkin' Ball with Scott Theisen and Drew DeArmond. Call into the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline now, 256-576-4977. That's 256-576-4977. Now, here's Scott and Drew.
We have talked. Oh, by the way, Hour 3 is here at Talking Ball 97.7 ESPN The Zone. University Hyundai in Decatur, right along the Beltline Drive, helping us get hour number 3 underway. Remember, we want to see you drive away in a Hyundai. University Hyundai in Decatur, good friend Arthur Seaton and Maurice Dobbins holding the fort down there in Decatur. And remember, we also want to see you in a Kia, University Kia along University Drive. They are the official transportation providers for us here at 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Big thank you to University Kia and Greenway Hyundai. Remember, we're going to be headed to Tampa for SEC Media Days coming up here in about another 2 months. And so University Kia will make sure we get to Tampa in style. We talked about SEC baseball with our next guest quite a bit this year. And the one thing that we always keep coming back to is they just beat up on each other. And you look at, I'm going to go all the way down to 12th in the standings. You're only 5 games back. Georgia's 15-6 right now, sitting atop the SEC. But you've got Texas A&M right there at 14-6. Texas, Mississippi State, Auburn, they're right there, 7, 8, 9 losses. And then you got Florida with 10, 10, 10, 10, with Oklahoma and Arkansas and Ole Miss. I mean, there is a lot to be settled as far as the top 4 seeds, 6 through 9, 10 through 11, when it comes to figuring out who's going to get buys, double buys, and everything at Hoover.
Yeah, I mean, it's a log jam so far, no doubt. And you talked about there's a full schedule of midweek games tonight on Tuesday. But Alabama and Auburn actually are taking a little time off because of the simple fact that they're both on, finals week, and so they're not going to be playing as much. They're not going to be playing today anyway, and so we'll see. But there's a lot left to play as far as the conference goes as well, because there's 3 weekends to go. Vanderbilt will be coming to Tuscaloosa this weekend to take on Alabama, who's reeling a little bit after choking against Tennessee and getting swept in that doubleheader. I didn't think they played very well in either game after playing pretty good baseball,
right,
and finding a way to win 12-8 on Thursday. They did not play as well on Friday. Their biggest bugaboo is their defense, which is by far and away the worst in the SEC. They've got, I believe, 70 errors, which is just mind-numbing. To know that they've got that many. If they can play clean baseball, they'll give themselves a chance. But certainly it's also been a struggle for Vanderbilt. They've had a lot of pitching injuries, and they've had, some struggles that they usually don't. But we are going to go out to Chris Lee from Southeastern 16, and he's going to join us via the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline and hopefully WZZN TV. Chris, how are you? Yeah, I understand
technology.
I
mean,
look, man, we had enough rough weather here. I mean, I lost power this morning, so got it back, thank goodness. But we completely understand a lot of weather issues. I know it blew through Nashville yesterday. Glad, hopefully, everybody is okay there. But SEC, we were kind of talking about it before we went into break from our last segment, but SEC still as muddled as ever, man. It's a log jam.
It really is. I mean, you're starting to get a little separation at the top. I still think Georgia's going to be your team to win this thing because of the schedule. Right. But I mean, you've got 4 teams in contention. Although Texas A&M, and Mississippi State have got brutal schedules down the stretch.
Yeah, they really do.
Well, and you look at it. I mean, you've got a group there, and Georgia and Texas A&M, Texas, they're sitting there in the top, but you go down, I mean, Mississippi State, Auburn, Florida, Ole Miss, Arkansas, Oklahoma, Alabama, Vanderbilt, Tennessee, they're all right in there, and 2 good weekends. You can find yourself getting at least a bye going into Hoover, or you could find yourself having to play the whole way through. There's still a lot at stake there for that middle group.
Yeah, but I mean, the bigger thing is the big tournament. And to me, you're going to have some teams that come in to play for national seeding and hosts and those kind of things, and maybe a couple teams to play for tournament bids. But I mean, I don't know. I guess we'll wait and see how important that tournament is. I think last year it felt like it was maybe more important than some other years. But to me, my eye's always on the one after that rather than the one in Hoover, which I do love, and I love watching the baseball. But I'm just going to be very curious as to how much it's going to matter, because I think you're going to have a lot of teams that have sewn up at least bids at that point.
Well, yeah, that's true. There's no doubt about it. And but then there are probably still going to be some that are fighting it out to host. And I will heard you talk about brutal schedules, but I know Auburn's is as brutal as anyone's. Like and you're the first one to tell us how good Texas A&M was offensively, and they've got to head to College Station this weekend. And Auburn's playing much better baseball than they were, 2 to 3 weeks ago. But going to A&M's a pretty hot ball club right now.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be a test between Auburn's pitching, which is one of the best staffs in the league, maybe in the country, and A&M's hitting, which is just elite and deep. And, the one thing that's going to be interesting is that the ball is really getting out in College Station. A lot of that's because of who's hitting those balls, I'm sure. But, keep an eye on that. Auburn's done a pretty good job of keeping the ball in the park, but, boy, it's got his hands full in this one.
Yeah, they really do. And then how healthy is Vandy now? I know you've kept us up to date all year that they're pitching, and they've had a lack of lefties available. They just really have – everyone's been banged up. How healthy are they coming into the series in Tuscaloosa?
Well, healthier than it's been in a while. I mean, you still have a lot of guys out. Of course, Nye's done for the year. He's their best pitcher.
Yeah.
England Bryan, who's going to be their closer, is probably done after 5 1/3 innings. We haven't seen him since late February. But Miller Green's back. He's not throwing well, but give him a couple more weekends. That may look differently. I think the biggest development was Aiden Stillman last weekend through 3 2/3 scoreless against Texas and looked great doing it. Mm-hmm. Stillman was a top 100 guy in the draft last year by Baseball America, and he just hadn't been good. I mean, the fastball's been good, but that's been the only pitch he can land. When that's the only pitch you can land, hitters sit on it. Well, he started locating his curveball last weekend and maybe occasionally the changeup, and he handled Texas pretty well in his 3 2/3 innings. And so I think Aiden Stillman now being in the mix, maybe the most talented pitcher they have healthy. In fact, I would say that he is. And Wyatt Neto, who's their freshman who threw 6 and gave up 2 against Texas after a couple of bad outings in a row, that really gives him a boost. And a couple of veterans, Jacob Faulkner and Alex Kranzler, have still got awful lines on the season. Kranzler's got an ERA 9.32, and Faulkner's is 5.5. But both of them pitched capably within the last week, which they hadn't done in forever. So, they don't need those guys to be Cy Young. They just need them to be okay the way they hit. And there were some signs of that last weekend.
Well, you mentioned about the big tournament. Then where would if we ended right now, where would you put Vanderbilt then in the big field?
Well, how concerning is their RPI, which I know is high?
Yeah, I'm actually going to dive headfirst into that probably the rest of the day. I've not done my tournament projections yet, but I'm going to get there. Even when I do that, I'm still going to have some questions, right? Because I don't know that RPI. Okay. I mean, it's still a thing, but they also use KPI, which is the resume metric, and I think this year they're using Diamond Sports Rankings, which is the qualitative rankings that D1 came up with that are kind of like, not Ken Pomeroy exactly, but more like a, run margin and things like that matter there. So that's going to be a factor this year where it hasn't before. Vanderbilt's highest ranking, any of those rankings, is the DSR there. So I think they're in the 30s there. There's 68 or 69 in RPI, and I think they're 52 or 53 in the KPI. Because this is new, I don't know how they're going to balance those. But look, get to 17 and 13 in the league, and you'll probably be fine no matter what those numbers are. I don't know that for a fact, but they're going to be interesting because I think how we look at this traditionally, you're going to have some mixed signals because they may have an RPI that never gets in, and they may also have a league record that never gets left out.
No question, and I'm sitting there checking this because I knew I didn't. I'd forgotten, and I think it was shortly after Skip Bertman retired. But the last time LSU did not make a regional, I believe, was 2006 and 2007. They went 2 straight years without making postseason at all. It has been many, many moons since they weren't involved. How much trouble are they in?
I think it was 2011 was the last time they didn't make it. I may have to double check that.
Right. I just checked. They missed in 06 and 07, but also 2011. You're correct.
Yeah, I mean, look, there's just almost everything is working against them. First of all, they've got 6 wins in the conference. So you're like, okay, how many wins do they have to get to be considered? I think, if you get 13 in the league and maybe get one in Hoover, then you're probably going to be okay.
Right.
But here's what they've got coming up. South Carolina at Georgia, Florida. Cooper Moore's done for the season. I don't know what Case and Evans' situation is. Jake Brown, their best hitter's done for the season. It's just going to be a really, really tough path. I mean, you sweep South Carolina this weekend, then maybe you put yourself on the fringe. But Carolina took a game from Texas.
In the league.
Yeah, and it took a game from Texas a couple of weeks ago. Carolina's good for a win just about every weekend. I just think they're going to be in a tough spot.
Tennessee's was able to take 2 out of 3 from Alabama this past weekend, puts them at 10-11 in the league. How big was that series for Tennessee's NCAA resume?
Yeah, I mean, I think they go 1-2, and they probably still are on the good side of the cut line. But look, their RPI today is 29. So they're definitely safe at the point. 10-11 in the league. There's nothing there to knock them over at this point. I think to me it's more about, are they playing good baseball? And they pitched it really well the last 2 games, and they hit the ball well this weekend, which has not been something they've been doing as much lately. So to me, getting the series win over Alabama was good, and maybe something they could have used for confidence. But I like the way they're playing ball, and I think that's more important than the wins.
Yeah, with Alabama, though, the defense just continues to be atrocious. The starting pitching had been really good, wasn't as good against Tennessee. Bullpen was a little shaky as well. Offense disappeared after game 1.
Yeah, and man, what a year of freak injuries to that offense. I mean, Sam Christensen's still got a broken leg. He would have helped them a ton, I think. I don't know when or if he comes back. He was the first of the season they said he'd be back, but I thought, I was thinking they said 6 to 8 weeks, and we're well beyond that now.
Oh yeah.
The Osterhaus kid got hurt. Was it stretching on the on-deck circle?
Stretching on the on-deck circle. He hasn't been great anyway, but yeah.
That's a new one. And then you had Luke Vaughn get hit in the face or the head and then miss a couple games. He's been pretty good. I mean, it starts to pile up after a while. The pitching was really coming through for them for a while. Then Auburn hit them a little bit, which, Auburn hadn't been hitting. And so, Arkansas hit them a little bit. Arkansas hadn't been hitting. Excuse me, I'm getting them mixed up with somebody. They did get hit a little bit by Auburn in game 1, I guess, and then pitched it pretty well in the last 2 games, but the offense went in the tank. And I guess that's been the issue lately. The offense has kind of been in the tank for them, and the bullpen, after being really steady in that run they were going through, it started to leak a little bit too.
Mm-hmm. It's going to be an interesting series in Tuscaloosa, no doubt. I feel like Alabama needs to get this Vandy series because they've got South Carolina on the road, which is winnable. But as you said, South Carolina's been good to at least get a game, and then it would set them up at home against Ole Miss. If you could win 2 out of 3 against Ole Miss, if you could get they certainly need to get the Troy game next week.
Yeah.
If you could go 7-3 in your last 10, then I think you're definitely in the NCAA tournament. I think you'd have a shot to host, but you're going to probably have to do some damage, maybe win a game or 2 in the SEC tournament. But like Scott said, you can go up and down the standings so easy. Right now, if you're Alabama, you probably would like to at least wait till Thursday to play, but who knows at this point because of the log jam.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you're Alabama, get to 16-14 because you're 7 in the RPI right now. I would think that would be hard to keep Alabama out of a hosting spot, with 16 wins and maybe who knows what the RPI will be at that point, but let's just say it's top 10. I kind of thought they got jobbed a year ago. I think if there weren't so many SEC teams in the hosting discussion a year ago and and maybe if their name is in Alabama, it's not one of the baseball brands, like an LSU or Tennessee or Vandy or someone like that, or Texas. I think they got, somebody had to get the short end of the stick last year. It was Alabama. I'm hoping that they can get in a better place this year and maybe get the hosting spot they deserved a year ago.
Is there someone that goes into this weekend series that you're sitting there saying, oh, my goodness, they need to get 2 out of 3? Is there someone that really has their backs to the wall?
Besides LSU?
In this weekend series?
Yeah, I think it's a team Alabama's playing in Vandy. But just because you just don't know. Again, the RPI right now, and let me just check the latest number, because sometimes teams, they're 69 in the RPI today.
Yeah.
You just don't know what the committee's going to think. Let's say they get to 16 and 14, but the RPI is 65. 16 and 14 SEC teams don't get left out. But teams in the 60s in the RPI typically, almost always do. So I just don't know what they're going to do with them. So if you're Vandy, you just win the games and take the decision out of people's hands, I think is what you need to do.
Well, good stuff from Chris Lee, Southeastern 16. No doubt about that. He does a great job also as a publisher, longtime publisher for Vandy 247. And as he said, some big baseball, a couple of brands that we're not used to seeing teetering on the wrong side of the bubble in LSU or Vanderbilt. But again, it's called the SEC. It's why it's the toughest league in the country. And sometimes that hurts you because we were kind of laughing. Scott and I, we set off some guy. He threatened to find me and beat me with a baseball bat.
What?
Because I made fun of the Big Ten.
We were going WWE in here.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying that I know UCLA's talented, but they're also they've been benefiting from a Big Ten schedule, and USC has not been relevant for years, and now shockingly they're ranked because they're playing a Big Ten schedule.
Yeah, I mean, there's some good teams in there. Oregon's good, Nebraska's having a good year, but it does beg the question, like, how much of this is because you're piling on a whole lot of wins against teams that are nowhere near what you're going to see in the SEC.
Yeah, I mean that's to me it makes it hard. I mean, I'm sure UCLA is going to get a host spot, but it's tough to evaluate them and make them top 3 national seed because you really don't know how good they are, in my opinion, because they're not getting tested.
Yeah, I don't disagree with any of that. I mean, I think they're really good, but like it still sticks in my head when you saw them last year in Omaha.
Yeah,
it just. They weren't that good. They were also a year younger, so there's that. But I'm with you. I think, I think you can at least ask the question without, being threatened to get beaten with a baseball bat. That seems reasonable to me. But the way the country is going, I have some questions.
Yeah, I didn't even know. He called after the show. Said I better watch my back. I'm like, all I did was tell the truth.
He called you?
He called the station.
Oh yeah, we've irritated somebody.
I don't know. All I said was you don't have the balls to do anything. But I mean, and I wasn't talking about baseballs either. But
we went full WWE, not in a good way.
I wasn't trying to. I didn't realize I was setting somebody off. I was just telling the truth about the Big Ten. I was just like, look, I don't think the league is that good, and that's why USC and UCLA are ranked so high, even though I do think
you got
UCLA
accused of never
talented.
Playing the game. That's why you don't know the game.
I can't talk about it because I never played
the game.
Well,
wow.
Yeah, I'm sure you've. There are a lot more things that I would think you could say in your area of the country that would, make people mad. A knock on Big Ten baseball, I'm sure, was not on your bingo card. It would not have been on mine.
No, not at all. Well, we know what it is. The SEC is on your bingo card, and you guys cover football. I know you guys are still breaking down, I'm sure, post-spring stuff. You're, of course, following baseball as closely as possible, and then this transfer portal continues to go on. For the basketball situation, and I know Blake Lovell's all over that. But let everybody know about Southeastern 16, and this is your time of year now, Chris, because I guess you're going to start doing these regional projections quite a bit down the stretch.
Yeah, the plan is to do them tomorrow. The problem is I'm putting them together from scratch today, so I've got a lot of work to do. I think I'll get there, but we'll see. Hopefully we'll be doing these sometime tomorrow morning.
Well, good stuff.
Thanks,
Southeastern
Chris.
16, Chris Lee. Thank you, sir. Follow that on YouTube. We appreciate your time.
Thanks, and don't get hit by any baseball bats.
I hope not. Thank you.
Yep. All right, Chris Lee, kind enough to spend some time with us this morning. Let's get a break in, shall we? 9:20 on a wet and soggy Tuesday morning.
You're listening to Talkin' Ball on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
The company is Eagle Masonry and Insulation, but did you know they're also Eagle Landscaping and Dirt Work? Eagle can take care of all your landscaping needs, including irrigation, sod work, and planting, both plants and trees. On the dirt work side, Eagle can grade and build your pads, haul dirt in or out, and even do erosion control. Philip Love and his team can do it all for you. The website is the same, insulatewitheagle.com, as is the phone number, 256-755-1556. Give them a call and see what Eagle can do for you. Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money.
I'm here with Stan McDonald of Jacob Title. Stan, I've heard that every real estate closing at Jacob Title is a very big deal.
Every closing is a very big deal at Jacob Title because when it's your closing and your contract on the line, it's a very big deal, and we understand that at Jacob Title.
So it sounds like whether your client is a first-time residential buyer or a multi-million-dollar investor, they can expect your A game.
That's exactly right. As a matter of fact, when you bring your real estate closing to us at Jacob Title, we understand it's all about trust and confidence.
SportsMed is the official team physicians of the Rocket City Trash Pandas. And if the pros trust SportsMed, you can too. SportsMed provides every service you might need for complete orthopedic care, specializing in orthopedic surgery, sports medicine, joint replacement, spine surgery, neurosurgery, and podiatry. And they offer their own brace shop, in-house full-body MRI, physical therapy, walk-in clinic, and so much more. 4 locations and on the web at sportsmedalabama.com.
Now, Jimmy, you better not be eating that baseball again.
Dad, I yearn for the sweet taste of the sport. This is the best that I got.
Well, then, put down that ball and let's head over to the yard for something a little less rubber-y.
Don't eat your glove this season. Take advantage of our Big Zone deals and head on over to the Yard Milkshake Barn right outside of Toyota Field, where you'll find sweet treats like the Biscoff Cheesecake, Sweet Heat Mango, Shirley Temple Floats, and so many more. It's the Yard Milkshake Barn. Make this summer a home run hit.
Bill Crawford here for the Regenesis Stem Cell Center, the place to go for golfers' elbow pain. Traditional treatments require significant time away from the golf course and often don't work. Dr. Charles Lee can treat golfers' elbow using platelet-rich plasma extracted from the patient's blood and get you back on the golf course after a 2-hour visit. Golfers' elbow can be permanently eliminated for a fixed price of $585. Golf season is here. Enjoy pain-free golf with just one visit to Regenesis.
When you call most roofing companies, all you'll hear is, you need a new roof. Not when you call Fleming. At Fleming Roofing and Restoration, we're focused on your needs, whether it's an easy repair or a full roof replacement. Folks around here have trusted Fleming since 1965 for all their residential and commercial roofing needs. And as the area's storm damage experts, Fleming knows all the ins and outs of the insurance claims process. Log on FlemingHSV.com to schedule your free estimate today. Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up.
The Drive with Wes Neighbors and Steve Moulton. Weekdays from 5 to 7 p.m. Only on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
There are some NBA teams that feel like they're on cocaine right now.
I think Joe Blue was.
LSD, cocaine,
yeah,
whatever. NBA scores from last night. The Orlando Magic.
Hey, don't
Let's
say that.
go,
Joe
Magic.
Blue. Joe Blue's probably from Detroit. He's probably going to call in and
Let's
be pissed
go,
off because the
Magic.
Pistons suck.
The Magic beat the Pistons last night, 94-88. They have a 3-1 lead in that series.
Can the Magic pull it off as the 8th seed?
Let's go,
After
Magic.
Detroit was planning parades.
the Thunder over the Suns last night.
No shocker.
Yeah, OKC wins that series 4-0, and the Nuggets stay alive. They get a win over the Timberwolves, 125-113. Plenty of defense played in that one. They win 3. The Minnesota now leads that series 3-2. By the way, the Thunder scored 131 points last night to the Suns 122. Plenty of great defense being played in the NBA this postseason. The reason why I do bring up the NBA is because, well, look, I brought the scores up because it does tie into this next thing, which involves college basketball / NBA. And that only 71 players.
That's pretty crazy.
71 players have filed paperwork to be an early NBA draft entry for the 2026 NBA draft. Why is that even significant? Because that is the lowest number of early drafts signees or enrollees or whatever the heck you want to entrance, making it the lowest since 2003.
Yeah.
There was 106 in 2025. In 2021, it hit its peak. 363 players were early draft entrants. Only 71 early draft entrants into the NBA.
It's called Show Me the Money. It's the NIL. That's why they're not leaving. They're getting paid in college. So a lot of them, if they're fringe prospects, they're staying in school and trying to improve their draft stock like LeBaron Philon did. You go from fringe first round to lottery.
Right.
So that's what a lot of them are trying to do.
And you can make $2 million, $3 million, $4 million, $5 million for one season.
Yaxel Lindenberg, he was last year he was a fringe first rounder and had been at UAB, and before that I think at Arizona Western, and now he's led Michigan to a national championship, and he's almost assuredly going to go the top half of the first round. I mean, Michigan was easily wire to wire one of the top 3 teams in the country and ended up being the best when it was all said and done for the first time in 26 years. For the Big Ten.
What if one of these guys that makes $5-6 million, you make that in college basketball one year, you turn around and make maybe 4 or 5 the next year. So you've made, let's just say you've made $10 million in a couple seasons of playing college basketball. You just say, I'm done. I'm
still
done.
want to play in the NBA.
I know they do, and they will
have a limited opportunity to be a professional athlete. That's what they all want to do. Everybody that goes to play Division I college basketball has dreams of playing for money and playing in the NBA. But
not everyone.
I mean, certainly you now can maximize your earning potential in college and make yourself a nice nest egg. But the biggest money is in the NBA if you can get the chance to earn it. Now, not everybody is going to play in the NBA, though. I mean, a great example to me, he's going to have to continue to bust it. He may eventually break through, but is Mark Sears. Because Sears, he maximized his earning potential in college and was an outstanding player and would be on the Mount Rushmore of Alabama basketball now and may eventually play in the NBA. He just had to take the circuitous route.
Right. 256-576-4977. If you would like to join the program here on a Tuesday morning, as we just kind of go over everything. Adam
Cooper Flagg, Rookie of the Year, no shock there.
The Steelers have placed a rare right of first refusal tender on Aaron Rodgers, meaning they can accept a 10% raise of last year's salary, which would pay him about $15 million this year.
Yeah, he took a reduced salary to play last year for Mike Tomlin, who is now going into TV with NBC and replacing Tony Dungy, as many people thought.
No, the Steelers have the right to match any offer sheet he would sign with another team if he so chooses to play. He has been in the dark about whether or not he wants to come back this year. Still has not let anybody know, but Adam Schefter putting that out there in regards to Aaron Rodgers.
He's following his mentor, Brett Favre, almost to the T.
Isn't that scary?
It's interesting. how they've handled the end of their careers and deciding whether or not to play.
All right, 9:30 here on a Tuesday morning. Let's get a break in, shall we? Come back. Phone lines open to you, 256-576-4977.
You're listening to Talkin' Ball on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone. For weather.
I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. Showers and thunderstorms are going to continue as we head into the overnight early into your Wednesday morning. Some of those could pack a bit of a punch. We're looking at some strong or even marginally severe thunderstorms. Temperatures drop into the mid-60s. A mostly cloudy sky for your Wednesday. Temperatures climbing into the mid and upper 70s.
Your Fox 54 weather, only on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
It looks like all the traffic accidents we had earlier are now gone and out of the way. Everything looking good all around Decatur with no major problems there on the Beltline. Gordon Terry in the downtown area, 6th Avenue also looking pretty good. And you're looking good on 67 and the Point Mallard Parkway area, so that's not a real problem either. I-65 looking good north and southbound, looking good on 565 with no major problems, but you do have some heavy traffic every now and again. Just remember, keep the headlights on while it's raining, the wipers on, keep the hands on the wheel, the eyes on the road. The Tennessee Valley's most accurate traffic report. I'm David Cruz, Mr. Traffic.
Specializing in simple and affordable rentals, McCurry Van and Car Rental can make sure you have just the right vehicle for your next family vacation, weekend getaway, or if you just need transportation while your vehicle is being repaired. McCurry carries Ford Transit vans and Mercedes Sprinter vans, trucks and vans, and more. And they offer discounted rental rates for long-term rentals. Now with 4 locations: Athens, Muscle Shoals, Coleman, and Huntsville. Log on McCurryRentals.com to make your reservation now. That's McCurryRentals.com.
Isn't the story of the prodigal son an amazing story? Basically, a rowdy boy who literally wished his father dead, ran away, and consumed his wealth with hard and fast living. Yet the father looked for his return every day, and when the boy got tired of eating pig slop, he decided to return. What did the father do? As soon as he saw that boy, he ran to him, threw his arms around him, and killed the fatted calf for a great celebration. Hey, I'm John Dees, pastor of the Cross Point Church. If you're looking for a church home, come see us, smack dab across the street from the YMCA in Madison.
Tom Abraham here for my friends at All About Water. Crazy name, huh? Well, let me introduce you to them. All About Water is the top pond builder anywhere in the Tennessee Valley, and that includes remodeling or cleaning out existing ponds as well. They also have monthly maintenance plans for your pond. Don't have a pond? Well, how about a fountain or water feature for your property to bring that soothing sound of running water to your happy place? On the other hand, maybe you have water on your property that you don't want. Well, Ryan at All About Water is all about water, so he could take care of that as well. He has a background in fluid dynamics, and what that means is that he could take care of any water issue that you have. Finally, how about that irrigation system that you have or that you want? Well, they do installs and maintenance and repairs on those as well because they are all about water. Learn more at allaboutwaterllc.com. That's allaboutwaterllc.com.
Hey, I'm Bobby White, and we're making room for new shipments during our spring clean out at Lynn Layton Ford in Decatur. With your good credit, save thousands with 3.9% financing for up to 84 months on new 25 F-150s with STX 4x4s starting at under $44,000. New 25 Explorers start at under $36,000 or choose 2.9% for up to 84 months. Get 5.9% financing for up to 84 months on new 25 Broncos or choose $2,750 customer cash plus 2-year 24,000-mile complimentary maintenance. And while they last, new 25 Bronco Sports come with your choice of $2,500 customer cash or 5.9% financing for up to 84 months. And there's never any hidden markups or dock fees. Don't miss your chance to save big with spring clean-out pricing on all new 25s. We hope to see you real soon at Lynn Layton Ford, right in the heart of Ford country, just a mile south of the Beltline in Decatur, or online anytime at lynnlaytonford.com.
I'm Bill Crawford, the host of The Point with Bill Crawford. Tune us in Monday through Friday from 2 to 4 p.m. on Talk Radio WZZN.
Welcome back, Talking Ball, 97.7 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Scott Tyson, Drew DeArmond. And the pipeline from Europe to college basketball continues and continues. Forgot to mention this. I mean, we had a lot of stuff to get through yesterday, but Mika Myrinen.
Yeah, going to Arkansas.
A Finnish. Finland, a Finnish.
He's Finnish, yeah.
It sounds weird to say. Finnish, but it is. Professional basketball player, as he is labeled. Played in Serbia, the ABA League, and the Euro League. Mm-hmm. His nickname is Slim Jesus.
Slim Jesus.
Is going to be playing for Arkansas. Mm-hmm. 5-star forward.
Gotcha.
Coming overseas.
Mm-hmm. That's even more hypocritical what Oklahoma's doing.
Oklahoma signs an individual that had a, what did we call it? A contract.
Exhibit 10.
Exhibit contract. 10 contract, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. With he'd been playing with his organization since October, which I think was the Wizards, but I can't remember.
It was. And G League center.
Mm-hmm.
Akeldar Gok.
Something.
Yes.
Giggly gook.
He is a G League team, Capital City. Well, that ad wants to play for Tylenol. I was just trying to let you know about the individual. A 6'11" Australian big who was signed to an Exhibit 10 contract with the Washington Wizards 8 months ago, has now signed to play for the Oklahoma Sooners.
Mm-hmm. But Sanctimonious Sankey is nowhere to be found.
He has never played. I don't believe he has played college basketball at all. Yeah. In 25, he signed with the Mexico City Capitanes of the NBA G League. He then joined the Wizards.
In Mexico City? I didn't know they had a Mexico City one in the G League.
That's what it says. He joined the Wizards in 25 for the Summer League. He was invited to their training camp before being added to the G League affiliate, the Capital City Go-Go.
Yeah.
He signed an Exhibit 10 contract with the Wizards in 25, then waived to make room for somebody else. His current G League averages stand at 7.8 points, 4 rebounds, and 1 assist per game.
In other words, hypocrisy, because it's the same damn thing.
He was a 3-star recruit before turning professional. He has yet to play in a college basketball game.
Played a bunch of pro ones.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
He was a member of Australians under national 19 team in the FIBA World Cup. Played for the Australia Boomers, a senior national team, and 3 FIBA World Cup Asian qualifiers.
Besides some college team. Played for 6,000 pros, sounds like.
He is now 23 years old and will be playing his first college game.
Well, I guess what? That means he's got 2 years. So play your 2 years and get your gack ass back where you came from.
19, 20, 21, 22, 23. He wouldn't even have 2 years. He would have one.
So is it 23 or 24?
It's 5 years.
Okay.
So you would be 24. Yeah, from the time you're 19.
20, 21, 22, 23. So he can play his gack ass for a year and a half and then get the hell out.
That's it. Because according to it would be 19 by the time you graduate. You graduate high school or you turn 19.
Mm-hmm.
You have 5 years.
So
he would fall under this 5-year mark where he would only have 1 year.
For 2,529 pro teams, Scott. I mean, come on.
Oklahoma's roster currently consists of Kahani Roths, Pop Isaacs, Tyler Hendricks, Gak, Xavier Brown, Jerion Reed, Dayton Forsyth, Kai Rogers, and Gage Mayfield. So there you go. Yeah.
Gage Mayfield played in the Huntsville City Classic.
But he would. He would have 1 year. This thing gets passed. He would have 1 year of college basketball because he comes in at the age of 23.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if he would have stayed for 4 years? It'd be 27 years old playing college basketball if he would stay for 4 years.
Probably taking his kids to City League.
Dropping his kids off at middle school. Going to play college basketball.
Of course. Why not?
That's going to be... Oh... You're never too old, though, to come back to college, right?
Yeah. Thornton Mellon.
So what does this do for those guys, though, that are 60? Like, you see it all the time where these 56 or something like that, they end up playing Division III. I wonder if does that count for Division III?
No, it just counts for Division I.
Oh, okay. So you can still have the 60-year-old kickers that come out to do something.
I think it's just for Division
I. Okay.
Yeah. 5-year clock. So West Alabama can still have 28-year-old forwards. Paying Social Security.
I mean, they need it. 9:41 here on a Tuesday morning. Get your gag ass.
That's what you got to get.
That's
Gag.
good. Get your gag ass out of here.
Give him 1 year, 2 tops. Looks like one. Later, CAC. He's probably not all that good anyway, or his ass would be in the NBA. There's many avenues as there is to go
that's
to
the thing about all of this. You've got these guys that are coming down from the G League going back to college basketball, and it's simply because you're going to make more money than you would in the G League, and you're not going to make an NBA roster.
No.
There's a reason why you're stuck in G League purgatory, because you're not that good.
Correct.
They're going to get paid way more money to come play in college than you would even in the NBA.
And by the way, as I said, Cooper Flagg wins Rookie of the Year in a close race over his former teammate, Con Knippel, who's with the Charlotte Hornets.
Boy, we have talked NBA more in the last 2 days than we did in a year.
Yeah, but we're just making fun of Detroit because they suck.
Let's go Magic. Let's go Magic. Yeah, we're going to lose a helmet.
See, I'm not even the one beating on the table today.
I just want, let's get the Magic a win, shall we?
Yeah.
9:43. Let's get a break in. We're going to wrap up this Tuesday extravaganza show when we return. Talking Ball 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
You're listening to Talkin' Ball on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
The Orthopedic Center. It's in the name. TOC, the premier choice for all your orthopedic needs. With over 40 physicians and 20 centers of excellence, TOC is the name to trust for complete, expert orthopedic care. And that word center, we mean it. With more than a dozen locations across North Alabama and the Tennessee Valley, TOC is in your community whenever you need us. As the state's largest orthopedic practice, TOC is built on trust. Trust we've earned with every patient we serve. You can see that trust on the field, too. As the official sports medicine provider for the Huntsville Havoc, Huntsville City Football Club, Oakwood and Alabama A&M universities, thousands of athletes and coaches count on TOC to keep them in the game. From student athletes to unexpected injuries, our urgent ortho clinics offer prompt, expert care. No appointment necessary. So remember, when it comes to your health and mobility, trust the name that says it all. TOC, helping you live a better life.
You invest in your customers with your heart, soul, and skill. Well, it's time to invest in yourself with the next generation Cat 255 compact track loaders from Thompson Tractor. After all, those who give their best deserve the best. And this machine has it all. With features that include a more powerful engine, tri-axle truck loading capabilities, a spacious cab, and a smooth ride for all-day comfort. Thompson Tractor knows how much value you place on your customer satisfaction. It's how you build your business. It's also how we build ours. Since 1957, hardworking folks like you have counted on Thompson to provide the absolute best lineup of equipment in the industry, all backed by a customer service and product support team that time and again have proven to be second to none. It's all about maintaining peak performance. Always has been, always will be. Visit ThompsonTractor.com for details. Thompson Tractor, we're here for you.
Hey golfers, Huntsville has a new place to play golf. The newest, nicest, and only multi-location indoor golf venue in Huntsville is The Golfus. For a limited time, you can grab an unlimited membership for just $99 a month. That's right, play every day for just $99 a month. Check it out. All the details are on thegolfus.com. That's The Golfus. 2 locations in Huntsville and coming soon to Madison.
You've got to experience Toyotathon at Bill Penny Toyota. They've got the selection with over 700 new Toyotas to choose from. And they've got the extras with Bill Penny perks and a 10-year unlimited warranty. So get on over to Bill Penny Toyota today and experience Toyotathon. Bill Penny Toyota in Huntsville and online at BillPennyToyota.com. Bill Penny's Toyota 10-year unlimited warranty is valid through the 10th year of ownership. Valid on new vehicles only. See dealer for details.
This segment of Talkin' Ball is brought to you by University Kia, the #1 volume Kia dealer in the state of Alabama. Located online at universitykia.com.
They play again on Wednesday.
So it's Wednesday, 2 days.
In Detroit, back in Detroit.
60-22, and on the brink of elimination.
By the 45-37 Magic.
Yep.
So we'll see how that one plays out.
Yeah.
Coming up tonight.
And Kevin Brittle Durant probably not playing in the next playoff game.
Coming up tonight, the Celtics and 76ers. Boston can close out that series. Hawks and Knicks, the Atlanta Hawks, that series tied at 2 games apiece.
They've given the Knicks everything they wanted.
And the Spurs can wrap up their series with the Trailblazers tonight. Spurs 12.5-point favorites in that one. Boston 11.5-point favorite over the Sixers.
Yeah, I don't think the Spurs and the Celtics are going to have too much trouble. I mean, Joel Embiid's probably not going to play again. And if he does, he's probably so fat he can't get up and down the floor to even shoot a basketball.
Get your DAC ass out of there.
You mean the GAC ass?
Get your GAC ass out of there.
Well, hell. I mean, he sucks. He's nearly 23 years old. He still hadn't made the NBA. So he's going to make some NIL money in Boomer Sooner land.
By the way, the team with the best record in the majors, the Atlanta Braves.
There you go. Still haven't lost the series.
They're going to play tonight, 6:15. They're going to host the Detroit Tigers.
Uh-oh. Yep.
Former Auburn Tiger Casey Mize on the bump for the Auburn Tigers tonight, or for the Detroit Tigers tonight.
Mm-hmm. Well, he was an Auburn Tiger. Now he's a Detroit Tiger.
He will face Martin Perez from the Atlanta Braves. Braves are 20-9, by the way. First team to reach 20 wins. They were the first team to reach 20 wins in the majors. Mm-hmm. The Atlanta Braves. The Los Angeles Dodgers have joined them at 20-9. The NL West, by the way, Dodgers are 20-9. The Padres are 19-9. And the Diamondbacks are 15-12.
Yeah, the Padres are supposed to be getting sold for billions.
The Reds lead the Central. They're 18-10. Cubs are 17-12.
Well, I mean, who
Pirates are 16-13, by the way.
So the Sorsby has not been able to derail the Reds.
No. Every team in the Central is above 500.
Yeah.
In the NL East, the Braves have a 7-game edge over the Marlins and Nationals, who are both 3 games below 500. The Phillies and the Mets both have, this is just unbelievable to say, and I know it just makes you grin, but the Phillies and Mets both have the worst record in the majors.
Gosh.
In the majors. They are 9-19, both the Phillies and the Mets, after 28 games.
Yeah. You just know it's not going to last, though, probably. Wouldn't be.
We've seen Boston fire Alex Cora.
Yeah, they seem to be.
Did the Phillies and the Mets make a change? I mean,
anything's possible.
Phillies and the Mets, worst record in the majors. They have a worse record than the Royals. They have a worse record than the Rockies. The Rockies are only 3 games below 500.
Yeah.
And it's bad. The Mets' run differential is what's horrendous. The Mets have scored the fewest runs in the majors this year. They've only scored 92 runs of the Mets.
Yeah.
I'm sure that just breaks your heart.
Goes to show you, because the Phillies and the Mets have 2 of the bigger payrolls in baseball, that it doesn't matter. You have to be healthy, and you got to sign the right guys. And, you like the Mets. I don't know how much money they've given Lindor, but he's
we got breaking news, though. The
got?
Phillies have just fired their manager.
Now, this is not No 3 or something.
This is not No 3. No. This is CBS Sports. Phillies fire manager Rob Thompson.
Didn't even know who the hell it was.
Phillies have fired their manager after a 9-19 start. They fell 10 games below 500 for the first time since 2017. Don Mattingly now will serve as the interim manager.
Wow.
He was on their bench, yeah.
Didn't know that.
Yep.
Oh.
So there we go. How about that?
Uh-oh.
I just asked the question, who would be the first to fire their manager?
Yeah.
And the Phillies indeed do fire their manager.
And then a good guy like Donnie Baseball has to manage those maggots.
My mom sent a text message, and she typed in the wrong word, and it changed the whole message.
Nice.
She had to go to the doctor yesterday, and she ends up putting in the text, they had every bed in there full cocaine. I don't think the doctors were doing cocaine.
I would hope not.
Anyway, no, but the Phillies, there you go. Breaking news, Major League Baseball news. Phillies fire their manager.
Donnie Baseball taking over.
Even have it before. Look at that. Sports Center is busy debating if Kevin Durant is still desirable for teams.
But he's better than Larry Bird, according to one of the imbeciles on that panel.
Well, you've got 3 of them sitting up there.
That imbecile right there.
The
Stephen A. Stupid.
Who is that guy?
I don't know. Who knows? I have no idea. What is he, a rapper?
Guys, who's Kid Merrow?
Is he a rapper?
I have never seen that man in my life.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe he's somebody with WWE. I didn't know.
He's got chains on like he's important.
I don't know. I thought they said his name was the Kid Mero.
Kid Mero. He's an actor and comedian.
Is he?
Yeah.
Okay. He's an entertainer.
Joel Martinez is his real name, but he's professionally known as the Kid Mero. He's a Dominican-American writer, comedian, television host, actor.
Which means he knows Bad Bunny.
Which means he knows an awful lot about the NBA because he knows acting.
Yeah. And Bad Bunny.
Host mornings with Mero on Hot 97.
Okay. He's a radio guy too.
Yeah, he's a contributor to the Brooklyn podcast.
With Carmelo Anthony.
Yeah, that's
his big connection. So that's why he's on there talking about the NBA.
Anyway, There you go. Phillies fire Rob Thompson. Don Mattingly.
Baseball. Great player, man. Underrated. His back kept him out of Cooperstown.
He is from Evansville, Indiana.
You already talked about he's the king of Evansville.
He's the king of Evansville. Don Mattingly way. All right, got to get a break in. We're going to be back at it tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. for a Wednesday show.
Maybe we can swim back to the car.
It's not raining right now, though.
Doesn't sound like it.
All right, folks, safe travels wherever you're headed today. We're back at it tomorrow morning, Talking Ball 97.7 ESPN.